You're about to listen to TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, Internet, and welcome to another TADPOG podcast. Of course, that is how it sounds. Tyler and Dave and Ian play old games. The and Ian is silent. So we get together once a week to record a jumbo show. You know, we used to do 2 a week. Now we just do one.
I thought it was a
big
Dumbo
boy. That too, yeah.
I watched that movie a bunch of times so we could talk about Dumbo.
Have you seen the live action one?
I'm glad you corrected
The real
Dumbo. I haven't. I've seen neither the real Dumbo nor the live action. How live action is the live action?
Danny DeVito's in it.
But is he live action or
He's live action.
He's real.
Yeah, he's real.
Danny DeVito's been real this whole time.
No.
You're right. I didn't think a man could be that funny. I thought he was engineered in a chuckle hut.
That's why he had to take away from his height, because he was so funny.
I don't understand. Is
God
he short?
even it out. It's like why Brandon has big ears. His face is so pretty. Got to give him big ears.
Yeah, we can thank Jacob for that one.
Yep.
That's a pretty good. As far as underhand compliments go, it's a pretty good one.
Pretty good
You know
one,
what I
yeah.
mean? It's pretty good. I'd take that.
Sure. I'd take anything, though.
Yeah, it's fair. Same.
Thank you.
Man, I wish Jacob would call me pretty. Fuck.
That sounds like me obsessing. Why didn't he say I was pretty?
Every night I go home and I tell Nikki, I'm like, Jacob didn't say I was pretty today.
Or like when Michelle
For
called
years.
and said Dave was pretty, and I just accepted love.
I write it in my diary. Dear diary.
Dear diary.
Once again, once again, there is no music. Once again, a day has passed, and I have not been called pretty.
I like it when it's specifically by Jacob. I haven't been called
By
pretty
Jacob.
by Jacob. No one else's opinion really matters.
Well, today we're going to be talking about GunForce.
GunForce.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. I feel like I'm clipping this fucking board out real bad.
But before we just do that deep dive into all the glorious things known as GunForce,
The deepest.
what you guys been up to?
So deep.
It's so divey.
How's
deepish divey.
Ian's horror hole over here?
My horror hole is full once again.
Probe it.
Oh, man.
I actually have a couple of things to talk about this week, other than stuff I watched on various forms of television and movies. We did Halloween.
I watched a man die.
Watched at Halloween. No, we went to the Jefferson Street Halloween thing.
How was that?
Remarkably well organized. They've got this thing down to a science. It's this big event that happens on one of the major streets in our city. That goes about 4 or 5 blocks of all these people that live on Jefferson Street, and all the kids from all over the place. It's just somehow managed to become the place to go for Halloween.
Yeah, but if you live on Jefferson Street, you have to save up $5,000 a year just for candy.
It's expensive, and they do actually have like their all the neighbors. They like, so a lot of them will pool their money, just like keep collecting money and stuff to buy all this candy, because we're talking about thousands of people that go through here, and this is
Tyler's not exaggerating when he says, I mean,
yeah, it's
I've
that
heard
much.
between 3,000 and 5,000.
well,
budgeted.
especially this year, because I have a friend. I worked with a guy who I consider him a friend. He would not the other way around. I'm not the asshole he is.
It's not him. It's not me. It's him.
He has his sister lives on Jefferson, and he said that each year she spends about $2,000 on candy.
I believe it.
I can't imagine this year because like
price of candy going through the fucking roof.
it has.
Yeah.
it
I mean,
has.
it really like
It was
everything else.
expensive. We waited until the day before Halloween to buy candy because it was on sale.
Yeah, it was insane.
Yeah, and we never have trick or treaters, so we were just really buying candy for ourselves.
And I know a guy who lives on West Jefferson, which is Jefferson, just a little bit
A
farther
little bit
down.
farther down. Yeah,
He's not even like in the enclosed area, and he's like, "Yeah, it's been $500 on candy."
That's not gonna happen. I'm
No,
shutting down.
God, no. Hell
Turning
no.
the lights off, taking my grandkid out to trick or treat with all my neighbors,
Yeah,
and
it's-
just wearing a mask so they don't know that it's me.
It's cheaper to clean the eggs off your window than it is
Yeah.
to
Well, you just
spend
go trick or
$500 on
treating
candy.
just so you get candy to go back to your house
Right.
and hand back out.
Excuse me,
Yes.
I need to trick or treat a day early.
It's a religious thing.
I heard that they'll take the candy, like if you have candy left over from Halloween, you can like give it to the city for parades.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I heard that today.
Okay. Well, I mean, I could understand because there's a lot of candy that gets thrown out at parades,
Right.
and maybe a lot of people don't feel great about city money being spent on that. I don't know.
Right. And also, a lot of times, I feel bad throwing away candy.
Yeah.
Henry
I do
still
too.
has Easter candy, and I'm
Yeah.
like slowly throwing away because it's like
Shouldn't
hasn't-
eat that.
he hasn't eaten it
Shouldn't eat
yet.
that. Yeah.
Smuggle it out in your pockets and throwing it away at work.
I can't.
So he doesn't see it.
No, I just throw it away in the trash can because I mean, it's like it's fine if you ask me about it. I'll be like, you didn't eat it. You didn't eat it, and it's candy. I mean, come on, it's fine. Have an apple.
Up one side of Jefferson and down the other, we walked, and there were lines. It's just one long line on either side of the street, and the people are standing out there. They hand out their candy, and you move along.
And their church literature.
There was some church literature received for the Lone Oak Baptist Church this year, and Cohen went as Michael Myers. He had the
Nice.
mask
Nice.
and the mechanics jumpsuit and everything, and looked the
Inverse
part.
Captain Kirk.
And he kept taking off his mask because he was hot and uncomfortable. We only got about halfway up before he was ready to leave. He's young,
That sounds about right.
but that's fine. He got what he wanted. He got enough candy for himself
And he got a little experience.
and it's some experience. I feel like next couple of years we're out there till they shut it down, probably. But anyway, they went.
Never.
They went. We went and had fun with that. Saw a lot of cool costumes and stuff, and then
It's really nice because they block the road off.
they do.
That's my
so you can
favorite
walk in the street
thing about it. Yeah.
That's what Tanya and I did. So Gage and Cohen's mom took him, and we were just sort of trolling along on the street, staying out of the way because there's lines. There's just a really long line. So, yeah, it was fun, and it was a nice night for once. It wasn't raining. It wasn't cold.
true.
It was just good
Man,
weather.
usually
for
it is real cold.
It was
It's
nice.
it's
yeah.
something's always usually wrong. I mean, I remember one time taking Gage trick or treating when
Or
we
a
lived
disease,
in Murray.
you know,
Yeah, or a
something's
pandemic.
going on.
Yeah.
We one year we took him trick or treating in Murray. He was dressed as Buzz Lightyear. It snowed on Halloween there, and it was just
It's a
like
Halloween miracle.
it was awful. Sure, to some, I guess, but it's always nasty around here because you never know. Around here, the weather's
The
so
weather's real
unpredictable.
weird in the fall.
In the fall. I mean, today it was almost 80 degrees, you know, but the other day it was like in the 20s.
Yeah.
So anyway, we had good weather and he had fun, and that was nice. And then the other thing I was going to talk about was Gage got in a wreck. He's okay, but he got rear-ended by somebody who ran off.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
He was
Hit and
he was
run.
stopped for a left turn to turn onto our street. He was 2 blocks from home.
A hit and run force.
Yes, hit and run force. He was signaling to turn, and they smashed into him, and then he stomped on the gas and turned the car towards them to try and hit them
Oh, yeah.
to stop them
Oh, yeah, because they were driving
because
off.
they were leaving. And he jacked up the front of his car and rolled up on the curb, and
Did he get him?
he got them pretty good, but they didn't stop.
They didn't stop.
Kept going.
Yeah.
But anyway, they towed the car.
They were like, you know, I don't have insurance.
yeah, that's exactly right. So the cops came.
I'll
tow
buy
truck-
it for you. That's a thing. Unfortunately, come on.
The tow truck guy came. So I drove down there, and he's okay. He wasn't
Good.
injured in any way, shape, or form. He was fine. He was
Good.
just obviously pissed off.
Sure.
He was out there talking to the police, and then the tow truck guy came, and he's like, the tow truck guy gets the car off the curb, and he's like, you can probably drive this if you're only like a block away from home. You could probably get it home, and that'll save the cost of a tow on your insurance.
Sure.
Like having to, put it towards the deductible or
That's
whatever.
nice of that
was
tow truck
really
driver to
cool.
not be like, well, I drove all the way out here.
He
know?
was like, most guys wouldn't do that, but I'm not trying to rip you off, especially since you're just right. It'll take me longer to get it on the truck than for you to just drive it.
Right.
But he's like, I will follow you though, so if something happens, we can still pull you home. And the cop was like, yeah, I'll follow you too, and all this other kind of stuff. But anyway, Gage.
But now a cop knows where he lives.
Right, I know.
Shit.
You send the robot out.
Or the GunForce.
Yeah.
We got him home, and then he ended up taking the car down to. He was really worried because of the deductible. It's like $1,000, so he didn't
More
want
like
to know he's gonna,
deductible, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Hell
yeah. But anyway, they ended up totaling it out. So he's going to, and it was a pretty new car, like new model. So he's going to get a check to pay off the car, and he's still going to have enough to put a down payment and all that stuff. But I guess I just brought that up because don't be a fucking jerk. Get your insurance and stop. Don't hit people.
Well, that trucker who rear-ended me, pushed me out, totaled my car, flung me around, and then drove off.
It's just like
He's probably dead. It's fine.
Yeah.
the tow truck driver was going all vigilante too. He's like, man, I hate people that do that shit. He's like, I'm out here all the time, bro. I will find it. If they get out there, I will know. Because we got there was a couple of witnesses.
I will cut off their head.
There was a couple of witnesses
That's not
that
necessary, sir.
saw the car, like the make and the color, and a partial plate. So I think the cops are looking,
so they have damage on it.
And
in
it's
addition,
damaged, it's damaged.
Well,
Like
they'll pull that in the garage,
obvious.
get a new paint, coat of paint, and then
GTA style?
Yeah.
Costs more than insurance.
But they said they were going to keep an eye out. I'm not hopeful, and at this point, I'm just glad Gage is okay, and that his car is going to be replaced and stuff. But it was just one of those things. Just don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Stop. You might have hurt. They might have hurt somebody.
So-
Yeah.
Did the cop say anything about, because this is important, this might dictate what I do in the future. I'm assuming the cop was totally fine with him hitting the car that was driving away.
Gage started to tell the
Oh, okay.
Gage started to tell the cop about it while I was standing there, and I was just kind of giving him the big
But
eyes.
don't tell the cop that
Not
you
that.
right?
He just wasn't paying attention to me, and he kept talking, and the cop was like, well, here's my card. He just kind of glossed over it, like, in other words. And then I kind of leaned over, was like, shut up. Don't say that.
Right.
You don't want to say that you did that. And he's like, oh, really? I'm like, dude, just yes. Damn. Don't talk to the cops means don't talk to the cops, okay?
Yeah.
But anyway, they didn't get him. They didn't get him for that.
Good.
So
That's good.
anyway. And I mean, there's really no proof that that's what
Well, the
happened.
other car's gone.
The other car's gone.
I mean, hell,
and
that damage in the front could have been there to begin with.
He went crazy taxi on that guy. He
Yeah,
was
it sounds like
ready. It was. I was kind of impressed with his quick.
I would have not thought to do that. I'd just been like, the fuck?
He was
I would
like,
have been like, I'm gonna get in trouble.
Yep.
me too.
Not gonna do it.
I don't know though. I probably would have acted and then worried really hard that I would be in trouble. But then I would have just been like, I was freaking out. The wheel
Lost
got turned.
control of the
I
car.
stopped
Just
the
got hit.
gas.
It was coming right for me.
That's right.
It was coming right for me. So anyway, that's that. That's the stuff going on, and then I'll cover my stuff I watched real quick. I finished The Office as promised.
You finished it.
I did.
What'd you think of it all?
I like it. It's
Yeah.
a good show, and there was some really shitty stuff in it that I think is hard to avoid when you run a show for 27 episodes for 9 years.
Yeah, they just
every
tried real
season.
hard to keep it together at the end. I feel like.
I tell you where it really lost me. It lost me, and then it got me back really quick. Season 9 was shit. That was the last season, and it was kind of shit. I did like the end of season 9 where they wrapped it up
Sure.
and they brought everybody and
The
everything was
crew and all
happy.
that. Yeah.
But where they lost me was where they started involving the actual camera
Who were
crew.
filming it. Yeah.
They had managed to get more than 8 seasons of that show, and the only time that camera crew was ever even so much as slightly acknowledged was when Jim went into Pam's dorm room when she was at college and shut the door, and the cameraman goes, and I was like, okay. From that point and beyond and before, the camera crew was not
Right.
in it.
It's
and then they were.
It's weird, isn't it? But I think that was the point. I think
Yeah, I guess. I just didn't like that.
I get it.
I didn't.
I get it. It's jarring.
It was jarring. And then the whole possibly the guy hitting on Pam, and
Yeah,
I know that
was really
casting doubt on, and it's like, no, I swear to God, if this happens, I'm turning it off. I knew better, and I knew that it wouldn't, but at the same time, I had a fear that something was going to happen, and it's like, I don't know, it was jarring.
Yeah,
And
they
then
were fucking with us.
I think they knew that it was jarring too, because they got it right out of the way. After over like 2 or 3 episodes, that whole thing was no longer a factor, and then things started to get better again. But I think there was a lot of unnecessary shit going on in the final season.
Yeah.
Sure.
As filler. I found that some of it they just couldn't get out of their own way. They were trying to preserve some of that wacky cringe, and they succeeded in some places, and in some they didn't. But I think that what I found to be, the show was about everyone, and then Jim and Pam, and then I think it was about Dwight.
Yeah, man, that arc, when the Jim and Pam arc ended, and like the Dwight Angela arc began, it was like, nah.
This is one of these things. It's not like the other.
Because it's like I liked both of those two in the previous arc. I don't like either of these two.
So Angela
in this
lied
arc.
for 2 years
Right.
to keep the Dwight out of his son's life to prove a point about
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
dirty. And then there was kind of a fuck up there because he had done a test, and it was shown that he wasn't the father.
They explain that in deleted scenes in the DVD
Oh, okay.
because
I didn't know that.
because
He gets the diaper.
it's the diaper right before you see it in the show for like a second, but you don't really connect it that Jim goes and throws away one of his kids' diapers right before that. So the test is failed because he grabs the wrong diaper.
They should have left that in.
Yeah, they definitely
should have left it in.
Because I saw that, and I was like, when she goes, "He is your son," I'm like, wait a fucking minute. So, okay, that makes more. That makes everything clear. So put the thing in that makes it clear. Anyway, I liked it though.
Yeah.
I mean, as a whole, I had been avoiding it, and I'm glad I watched it. For the bad and the good, I'm glad I watched it because I do feel after having seen the whole thing, soup to nuts, that it was important. I think it was a very important show. I think it set some new standards.
Sure.
You know, because like everything after that is now this camera crew somehow following them around, but not actually, you know what I mean? That's not like part of the plot, but that's the style of filming that they do, where they're being watched or they're being filmed or whatever, and there's fourth wall breaks, you know, a la Jim, and you know. But that's fine. It's just I think it was a relevant show, and I'm glad I went ahead and powered through it.
I realized something about. I really like The Office, but I realized something about it that low key, I wouldn't say ruined it for me, but like when I noticed it happening,
that devilish Loki.
it was. Yeah,
He's everywhere.
it was. So the show doesn't have a laugh track, obviously, right? But
Correct.
it still tells you when to laugh because it zooms in.
Yes, absolutely.
So instead of a laugh, like anytime, like it's like if it were written where it's like laugh track, it's just like scratch that out and like zoom in is written in pencil.
Zoom into Jim's blank face. Yeah.
it's done on purpose, obviously.
Sure, yeah. I mean, if it
That's why there was laugh track and everything
right,
else.
if
They
it
wanna
wasn't
keep
edited that way, I could definitely see a lot of the audience
yeah.
taking it like not because it's God, especially in the beginning. There are funny bits that are like pretty damn dry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know as it went on, it got wackier and wackier, and it becomes more obvious. Like this is a joke, but like there are some lines in like the first 3 seasons where it's like, is it? I mean, like if you just read it off a script, you'd be like, was that a joke? Or is that just dark? You
Right.
know, like
They need a cue. The
Right.
audience, whether we like it or not, we need a cue for what we're supposed to find funny. If we don't automatically find it funny, I guess I don't know, but No, it was a good show. I liked it, and now I get all the jokes. So that's something.
We need a Zoom on this show. I think we could
do.
figure that out.
We'll just say Zoom.
Zoom. Okay, perfect.
Say funny thing, and then
Zoom in.
Pan,
Tight
zoom.
Camera 1 zooms in on Dave's face.
Camera 1, camera 2. Camera 1, camera 2. So there's that. I did watch Ganjam Haunted Asylum.
Oh, you did?
It was weird. Last week, Thursday, after we recorded, I came out of the shower and it was on. Tanya started watching it at random on Shudder.
Camera zooms in on me holding my phone up because it came up on my recommended list.
Did it?
Yeah, this week. And I was like, this motherfucking phone.
Right. It's definitely spying on you.
And then now to hear that, what you just said, it's like, yeah, definitely.
Well, somehow it's spying on us talking about things and then somehow recommending it to Tanya because I never said anything about it to her. And she just happened to have it on. And I saw the people on it and I was like,
the guy from Squid Game.
Yeah, I was like, hold on, wait a minute. What is this? And she told me it was Haunted Asylum. I was like, holy fuck. Dave wants me to watch this. I'm totally run it back. She had already watched like 5 minutes. Like, no. Get it back to the beginning. I need to watch this. So apropos of nothing, I just got to see
awesome.
that and it's awesome. I loved it. You were right.
Cool.
I dig it.
Cool. I'm glad you liked
super
it.
Creepy and it was weird, but but a good weird.
Yeah, I like
weird
that.
Way.
And I like watching horror movies from other countries because there's this other layer to it where it's like it's automatically not what I'm used to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
no,
it's
that
like
helps. It does.
it elevates it.
Couple other things I watched. I watched a movie called X. It's
Man.
just the letter X.
Yeah, I kind of want to see that. Should I see it?
I think so.
Yeah.
It starts
It's
off,
Ty West,
basically,
right?
it is Ty West, and he's the director and writer and creator of this. And it's basically, in a nutshell, it's a movie about a group of filmmakers who are filming a porno. They go to this house out in the middle of nowhere and they get this old guy that owns the house to let them use his barn to shoot their movie, but they don't tell him it's porn. And then his wife, whose name is Pearl, is nuts, and she's wants attention.
For porn.
And
She's nuts for porn.
Well, she's old. She's really old and decrepit, and she's kind of
She's
That's the type.
Crypt Keeper-esque.
yeah, pretty much. And at one
Zoom on Tyler.
pan right to Tyler and zoom.
Drool.
I'm gonna edit a track over this show of me speaking quietly.
With camera directions.
With camera pan right to Dave and zoom. Now back off camera 2.
I think that's an excellent idea if you're up to the 3 to 4 to 5 hour task.
Nah, fuck it. What am I gonna do? Watch more TV?
I mean, you might rather.
I'd get about halfway through it, and be like, nah, fuck.
That's it.
This wasn't that funny.
We can put the camera direction track on Patreon. Patreon.com/.
Yes, exactly. But anyway, at one point, Pearl had always wanted attention and wanted more in her life than she got, and she went and was walking down by the barn and happened to see them shooting the movie, and realized it was porn and stuff. Anyway, bad things start happening and so on and so forth. I'm not going to give away anymore, but it's pretty good. The direction style is unique. It's weird. It's a little out there, but to follow up to that, apparently this movie was done in like 2020 and released in 2021. Then they immediately started filming the prequel to this movie called Pearl. And it's about the woman that's
W.
I was hoping it was going to be X going to give it to you.
Yeah.
Well, they hold a seance and get fucked by DMX.
And Exhibit.
Yeah.
So this movie is about the old woman only when she was younger, and she was on that same farm. Only this is back in like 1918 that this movie takes place, and it's shot in really bright Wizard of Oz colors with that same format and style of a movie of that time period. and it's considerably more out there. And
Is this out?
It is out.
Oh, okay.
And it's kind of out there. It's kind of like, it's not so much a straightforward a horror movie as X.
Yeah, I would imagine.
But
that it's tough to do. Like,
I really, 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 really liked Pearl.
Yeah?
I liked X a whole lot. It was really good.
man, it's weird that you bring it up because I was hovering on the play button for X yesterday after I got home from work, and I was like, man. And then I didn't do it because I typically don't watch horror movies until after Henry's in bed.
Sure. This one might also need to wait.
And then when I saw the trailer involved porn, I was like,
that and some of the violence is pretty serious.
Sure.
And I mean, but the thing about this guy's directorial style is really great. You can see he is a cinematographer at his core. And the second movie, Pearl, really leans super heavily into cinematography, which is a great thing for a cinematography kind of buff, you know, knowing what he's doing and seeing it. And the way, so the girl that's the main character, her that plays Pearl, and she also plays the different girl in X.
Opal.
I don't think so. Jewel.
Torbernite.
Yeah. Darn it.
Tanzanite. Her name is Mia Goth, and she's kind of the lead actress.
No, Mia Goth.
IMDb. Mia Goth, IMDb.
No, IMDb.
Mia Goth,
Mia Goth.
but IMDb.
IMDb.
We're going off the rails with this not quite who's on first bit. I don't think it's working.
Camera zooms in on Ian.
Pan back, wide shot. Wide shot of the studio.
Can we get Ty West to do the camera instructions?
Yes.
That's probably what you call it professionally. Camera
instructions. They have a professional camera instructor. But he and Mia Goth wrote the...
You almost did it again.
You're about to get...
I did. It was just really low.
You're rapidly approaching the my wife level of this. I'm going to drop the whole thing.
Man. Don't hurt my feelings. I'm just trying to be entertaining. That's all.
Oh. He and
I'll let you finish.
that
I won't say it. Mia Goth one more time.
After that one.
That was the last one.
That was the last Mia Goth.
That was the last one. I just think it's funny, that's all.
You saw the opportunity and you took it.
I mean, I just think the name is funny.
It is a weird name, kind of.
I mean, I like that. I like it.
It's a fine name, but it's weird, especially that her last name's Goth.
I know. I feel like
that's maybe not her. Like maybe that's a...
No, don't ruin it for me.
Yeah, whatever.
And I can also ruin the my wife thing. It's like Borat does not say that like that in the movie, like ever, I don't think.
Good. Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
I'm really, really glad to hear that.
I could tell.
Anyway, they wrote this movie together right after they finished filming X, and they kind of put it all together. And it was weird because they were able to start shooting right away, but they were able to transform this thing into a 1918, country setting in a small town with the farmhouse and all that kind of stuff. So super high recommend on both movies.
Cool.
But I will warn you that Pearl is a bit of a burn, a slow burn.
Okay.
And it has more to do with her really showing her acting chops. But it's more of a psychological thriller than a horror movie. Honestly, if I had to be honest about it, I don't know.
Yeah, probably going to be... Because the way you're describing it reminds me of Nope. Based on like strong cinematography. I know the story is going to be completely different.
Yeah, I don't think that's right.
Okay.
I know what you mean.
Because
I know
Nope
what you're getting at.
Was like, I really liked a lot of stuff about Nope, but it was one of those where it was like, fuck, I wasn't scared at all during that movie.
This movie was not... I went into it not knowing anything about it. We just happened to find that it had been done, and we were like, "Oh fuck, we'll watch Pearl," and we watched it. I really
liked the same
liked
Pearl
it.
that was like on to theaters like last month. Because there was another horror movie called Pearl.
No, I think that was. I think that
wanted to go
was.
see
I think that was it. Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably.
Okay.
Is it on streaming now? Like on a? Oh, okay, gotcha. You're so yes, it is somewhere.
Okay.
Yes, it's streaming.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. I really liked it, but I liked it for different reasons than I liked X, and I really liked this guy's style.
Yeah.
I never saw anything of his that I know of.
I think he's done a segment for VHS. I can't remember which one.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't either, but I didn't
They
know.
were just talking about this on a podcast that I listened to called Unpopular Opinion.
Okay.
And I didn't catch up to me that they were talking about Pearl until you started talking about it. I was like, oh yeah, that's the movie that they were talking about. That's the only reason I know that it's Ty West.
Yeah, and
Because they had mentioned that.
it's a high and he's working on apparently the third chapter of the story. There's another chapter coming, same cast, same girl, anything.
It should be Season of the Witch.
just
is what he should
Season of
do.
the Witch, not Halloween 3.
No.
Season of the Witch.
Just X Season of the Witch. Just piss people off.
But anyway, high recommend on both. Pearl is not as scary, like horror filmy slasher scary as X, but it's definitely worth a watch. I give it a.
Okay.
You'll know if you want to keep watching it by the time you're 20, 25 minutes in.
I'm usually if I start a movie, I'm usually in it, unless it's Sinister, which I started this week and then didn't finish
Okay.
because I fell asleep. And then
That's easy to do.
I
I
woke
like
up.
those movies, but
it wasn't.
They're slow.
It wasn't for me because it was like because I knew it wasn't for me because I woke up the next morning and I was like, oh man, I fell asleep during Sinister. Okay.
Yeah.
And I asked Nikki, I was like, did you stay up and watch it? And she was like, nah, not really.
It gets better, but that one does take a long time to really get its feet under it.
There was some eerie, I shouldn't say eerie. There was some disturbing imagery in that movie for sure.
Yes, definitely.
But it was a little too mystery for me as opposed to like straight up horror.
yeah, I get that.
So I think that's kind of where I fell off
Okay.
is because like when he started like getting the yarn and shit out and putting it on the board, I was like, I don't know. I just want to see some spooky shit.
Yeah,
you know?
shit. I get it. Just to be clear though, if you're gonna watch Pearl, watch X first.
Okay.
I mean, it's not vital that you see X first.
Now, is this part of the X-Men series?
Yes, it
X3?
is. It's
Juggernaut's in
X5.
this one?
Yes.
Juggernaut, Dave.
Yeah, he's a mutant, right?
He is. It's part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I
Right.
didn't mention that.
And how awesome would it be if it really was?
It would be great.
And then like nobody realized that this was a Marvel character. It's like a Marvel property.
And then she shows up in one of the movies later and is like, oh my God, I never saw the movie. You know, see, you got to watch these things because you just never know.
We're approaching that singularity, I think.
I agree. So moving on, I don't want to take up too much more time on this. Few honorable mentions for watching stuff this week. Watched another movie called Barbarian.
Man, I want to see that one too.
Excellent film.
It's on HBO Max, I think.
It is on HBO Max.
Yeah.
It just came on like last weekend or something. High recommend on that one.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Another honorable mention, She-Hulk. I finished She-Hulk on Disney Plus. It's a great show.
People love it.
Hard to believe it was as good as it ended up being, especially the finale. It had me literally laughing at how silly it got, just on purpose. It was really funny. The show does not spare any expense when it comes to poking fun at the Marvel Universe. It's as close to Deadpool as far as like that style of comedy. It's not super violent like Deadpool, then it's not vulgar like Deadpool, but it's just got that same
in the court.
just
Pegging
pegging dudes, ripping people's balls off.
Yeah.
It's just everywhere. But that's a great show. High recommend on that one. And then the last thing I finished up, or I'm almost finished with, Andor, the Star Wars.
I've heard I've heard Andor's really, really good.
Another high.
I know you mentioned it. last
Andor
week.
what?
I did. Andor,
Don't get 'em started.
Andor Mia Goth, IMDb.
I've already poked the bear plenty. I don't know.
Oh, it's fine. I'm just fucking with you. But it's a really good show, and I know I mentioned before briefly. If you liked Rogue One, this is the direct prequel to Rogue One.
Is it the same director as well?
I don't know if it's the same director.
okay.
That's a good question. I should have looked that up.
I think that it is, but I'm not positive. I wouldn't be willing to bet
Yeah.
any money on that.
It follows the guy named Cassian Andor. He's one of the main characters in Rogue One, and it's kind of his backstory, which I thought, do I really need this? And now that I've watched it, I'm like, yeah, it's a great show. It's not. It's one of those shows that's really good to watch. It's really interesting. It's really well written. The cinematography is amazing. Everything about it is awesome, but you don't need it. You know, it's not vital to the survival of the rebellion, except
It's pretty great, though.
that it is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like something like that's really nice. That's like if it's a standalone kind of thing.
You don't need it,
Like
but you kind of should.
way
watch
more
it.
likely to watch it.
If it's for the real, it's for the fans,
Yeah.
you know, and I think they've done a really good job so far. I think I'm almost done with the show. I think I've only got like 2 more episodes of it.
Is it all out?
I think so.
Okay.
I think
Did they
so.
do week to week or did they just dump it?
It was week to week.
That's nice.
Yeah, they did that with She-Hulk as well.
Right, right.
So yeah, I recommend Andor for Star Wars fans out there.
I think week to week's a lot of fun. I
It is.
really do.
What I liked about week to week, I do like to binge, but the way I binge is not. I do it over the course of many days, you know, in small bites.
I
On
see.
my lunch break, or
Sure.
whatever. So what I like to do is I'm watching The Office for 3 weeks straight, and I let those episodes of the other shows build up. Then I've got 3 of each of those episodes to watch all together in my way.
Okay.
So that's kind of, I do like it as well because it keeps me from feeling like, keeps me from forgetting because I'll keep getting reminded, hey, the new episode of Andor is out, you know, and so it helps me keep up with all that. So I'm almost caught up with everything I had on my list. So I'm going to probably have, I don't know. I don't know what I'll have to report next week. We'll just have to wait and see. I've talked long enough about my stuff. Why don't one of you guys say something interesting?
Something interesting.
Kenna
Just like
asked her
that.
mother what sex was, and she told her, and Kenna was thoroughly upset and disgusted.
Ooh.
And when she said, "Oh, does this mean you've had sex and Daddy has had sex?" and she was very mad at all of us because it was disgusting, and she's never going to have it, and she is going to adopt.
All right.
So there you go.
Okay.
Well, we'll see,
get
won't
her,
we?
Get her to put that in writing.
It all changes eventually, Kenna. I promise. It gets better.
Or worse.
Or worse, maybe.
Depending on your perspective, I guess.
Yeah.
What you, Dave? What you been up to?
I already know about sex.
Oh, I know.
Can you tell me about it?
Yeah, one last time.
Please. You promised.
Yeah,
If
you're
I
right.
edited the show,
Yeah,
you would tell me about
it's illegal. There's no sex favors happening. I wanted to watch Terrifier, but I couldn't find it. Is that? Did I get the name of the movie wrong?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you're fine.
Only place I could find it streaming without renting it was I think like Tubi with ads, and I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I told
That one
Nikki,
you
I was
don't
like,
wanna watch
this
with
is not a
ads.
movie I want to watch with ads because I could just picture like
be
something
what?
to be or not to be.
Why is everything like that today? It's all always like that. We just we don't think about it as much as we do today.
I don't know. Today is weird, I guess.
Terrifier is streaming in the same place as Pearl.
Yeah, I don't have access to that streaming
know.
service, despite putting in an application many times. But that's okay. That's all right. I thought about renting it, but I was like, I don't know. There's plenty. The problem with it is there's plenty to do that I don't have to pay $3 for. Does that make sense? And it's like, it's fucked up because it's like when I rent movies, it's movies that I don't like that I'm watching for the show, where it's like, no offense, I don't mean any offense, but it's like Waterworld. Well, fuck, I have to watch this for the show, so I guess I'll pay $3.
Well, yeah. I Terrifier. Sorry. Terrifier should be coming around.
What just happened?
I have been.
That looked like That was staged.
Very
That's
chesty.
your new gimmick.
That's how I get everyone's attention.
It worked.
Nearly choked to death.
It worked.
Terrifier should be coming around. I'm kind of surprised it's not on Shudder since Terrifier 2 premiered on Shudder.
Weird.
Why would I don't know, rights and licensing and
Sure.
whatever, but yeah.
So
It'll be there when you can. It'll come around and you'll get it. You'll get to it.
I'll get to
eventually.
it.
It won't be any better or worse then. So
we had a bunch of kids in our neighborhood for trick or treating, which is unheard of.
that is for me too.
Like when we moved into our place, I remember like us getting candy and getting ready. This is before Henry was born, and I remember we had literally 2 trick or treaters the entire night, and then this past Halloween, like yesterday, as of this recording,
No.
good Lord,
It's
2
already
days ago,
happened.
it's been one of those.
Yeah.
We had planned to go out to like your brother's neighborhood, to Ryan's neighborhood.
That place gets nuts. That's second to Jefferson.
Yeah, but and it really underlines. I love that they closed the streets down at Jefferson, because it's like what they do in Ryan's neighborhood is like it's difficult to walk around because everybody's driving, and then they open the doors and the kids go out, collect the candy from the houses, and then get back in the car, and then they drive.
There
and
used
it's
to
like
be a lot of that in my neighborhood.
It's
growing
bullshit.
up because the houses were set so far apart, and I was like, but that never happened for me. It
Hell
was like
no.
you're either gonna walk that shit or you're not going trick or treating.
Yeah.
I'm not driving you around.
Yeah, it's I guess an argument could be made that it's safer to drive them, but I do not think that's true, because it's like,
Safer for them, maybe.
but it's like, yeah, for them in the car,
not
but all the kids
yeah.
walking, it's like, man. And so anyway, I got off on a tangent there. Fuck, don't drive your kids for trick or treat. Make them like work for the candy a little bit. If you're gonna do that, just buy them candy. Just dress them up, take a picture, and hand them candy you bought at Walmart. Here's a bag of Snickers.
I saw a commercial, or I heard a commercial on something. It was like, what do you like most about? It's just like a dad asking his kid, what do you like most about about Halloween? It's like the kid is like, all the free candy, and the dad goes, "You're 8. All your candy is free." And I was like, damn, they got that shit.
But it's the abundance.
Yes, and make them work for it.
A
Absolutely,
little bit,
Get
just
that-
a little bit.
burn a bunch of calories
Yeah.
before you go and eat all your candy.
Well, and it's also like really inconvenient for the people who live in the neighborhood, because it's like, I get it. Like you're going to be careful anyway with kids walking around. But I mean, like when the street is just jammed up with cars, you might as well just close the street down. You know, that way it's safe for everybody. Because it's like, I can't imagine if they left Jefferson Street open
Oh
during
God, it
that
would be a
event.
nightmare because Jefferson's one of the most busy streets in the city.
Yeah.
Like that's not like a major thoroughfare.
Sure.
you know,
Like a belt line or
Belt
something.
Line
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Park Avenue or something like that. But yeah, no, it's crazy. And people in my part of town, I live right there. Like we're 2 blocks, so we can just walk over to Jefferson.
Right.
And people in my part of town drive like maniacs.
Yeah.
They do.
You're-
Case
no,
in
you-
point, my son got hit the other day. Just people drive around. They drive down our street at 65 miles an hour, and we're 50 feet from a stop sign. That gets run a lot.
I believe it.
But anyway, yeah.
So we just Henry has got some friends that live on the corner, and before I got home, he was hanging out with them, and they were gonna trick or treat in our neighborhood.
I'm going to pretend they're hookers, the way he said. His just
Hanging
hanging on the
out.
street corner.
You don't have to
Henry
pretend.
knows
I don't
those
understand.
hookers. Okay.
Yeah, I don't,
He's a very friendly kid.
I said it was Halloween, right? It's the one night a year my son can dress up like a slut and get away with it.
I mean, in our house, he can as much as he wants.
Right.
I don't have a problem with it, but the neighbors complain.
Everyone was Harley Quinn.
I did see a lot of Harley Quinns.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that is the truth.
There were a whole bunch.
I did see a lot of Harley Quinns, yeah. But it was crazy because, his friends were like, we're just going to trick or treat in the neighborhood. And Nikki told me that when I got home, and I was like, he wants to trick or treat in the neighborhood? And then I'm looking around and it's like, holy shit, where did all these kids come from?
I wish they would trick or treat in our neighborhood.
It was awesome.
It
was awesome.
Too close to Jefferson. No one wants to fuck with my street
I get it.
because
Jefferson's right there.
They could go 2 blocks down and be at the big show. So
Yeah.
we have a little girl that lives next door to us who she's real good buddies with Tanya, and she always comes by in her little costume to make sure she gets to show off for Tanya a little bit. And so she's usually our only trick-or-treater.
Yeah.
And then we just turn the lights off and go over there and start walking around.
That's kind of how it was for us. We, when Henry was like 3 years old and 4 years old, we just take him to our neighbors because they wanted to see him. And then we'd load him up in the car and go to Jefferson or Ryan's neighborhood. And that was pretty much it. I've been crazy, like way busier than I normally am. So I haven't been able to like watch a lot of movies or anything. But I'm staying up on Chainsaw Man. It's real good.
That's actually
it's real
next.
good.
That's next on my list. Now, I'm glad you reminded me of that.
It's real good.
I'm going to start that as soon as I finish Andor. I'm going to do that.
I think that you will dig it a lot.
Okay. Yeah. I'm in.
I could be
It's
wrong.
on Hulu, right? You said.
Yeah, it's on Hulu and Crunchyroll.
I'll
And
watch
I know
it.
you've got Hulu, yeah.
Yep.
So like, yeah, it's worth at least checking out because I think that you might like it a lot. And that's being simulcast, so it's one of those where it's like week to week, and I love that. Nikki and I watch it on every Tuesday, along with Spy Family. We're still on that, which that's also very good, but not as big a recommend for me to you, Ian, as Chainsaw Man. I really think you'd like Chainsaw Man.
I'm in. I'll probably have it caught up by the next time we meet.
Probably, yeah.
At this rate.
And Pop Team Epic, I've been watching that, which isn't necessarily new, but the YouTube algorithm was like, this guy might like this, and like showed me a video from Pop Team Epic, and I was like, what is this? And I looked it up, and I was like, oh, it's a real thing. I didn't know if it was like a strictly YouTube thing or what. And it's anime that's on Crunchyroll, and checked it out, and I watch it with Henry, and that might not be a great idea. I don't know. It's like a lot of the humor. Is it's wild because a lot of the humor. The reason I watch it with him is because I know that he would find a lot of the weirdness really funny. Because like a lot of the YouTube stuff he watches is like Zoomer humor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's just like, you guys.
It's like
know what I mean.
boomer humor. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But like with Coomer, it's Coomer humor.
Zoomer Coomer.
So I don't know. There's nothing in it that's like outright. There's not like a lot of violence or anything like that. It's mainly like censored out, like people flipping the bird and shit like that.
Gotcha.
You know. So it's one of those. But yeah, it's good. It's based on like a 4-panel Japanese comedy manga, a web comic, I guess you'd call it. And it's got has a lot of parodies that I don't understand. But it also has a lot of parodies that I do because they do a lot of video game stuff too.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, that's been neat.
All right.
That's pretty much been it, other than being busy. Tyler, what you been up to?
I'm having a lot of fun streaming Worlds Collide.
Yeah,
That's been
Final Fantasy VI randomizer.
The first session trying to find a seed that I liked. So the first time I did it was kind of
tell
touch
me
and
about
go.
that.
Couldn't find.
Tell me about your search for your seed.
Zal had to give me some good seed finally.
Yeah?
But yeah,
You
the
getting
seed I
good
just randomly found laying
Yeah.
around wasn't good.
Yeah, you
Pam.
don't want
Not
that
well what I
rando
was looking
seed.
for.
You don't want that strange seed. You need that Daddy
nope.
Zal seed.
Yeah.
Pan right to Tyler, zoom in.
But now I was streaming up until we recorded.
Yeah.
Doing one because it's a lot of fun. It's why I
Cool.
wanted to stream in the first
I
place.
know you and
then now-
Ryokar, right?
Yeah, because that's like this looks great, and then now I've got everything set up the way I want it to, and really enjoying that.
Good.
So I'll be on that for a click.
That's
Check
great.
him out on YouTube. You're streaming this
Yep.
on YouTube
Yep.
on our
on
TADPOG
TADPOG.
channel. Sweet. Persona 5 is now on Xbox Live or
Good
Xbox
stuff.
Game Pass.
Game Pass.
Yeah.
I don't want to call it Xbox Live all the time, but I may play that.
Hey,
Once I get-
I highly it is a big game, but I highly recommend
Well,
it.
I kind of want to get into something else. I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty. Modern Warfare 2 just released, and I've been playing that and Overwatch 2. but I'm getting to the point of wanting something else to just chew on, So I may give that a shot now.
Have you tried Zal's seed?
I
hear it's extra chewy.
I keep asking for it.
He needs to drink water.
He's not responding.
He showed me how to make my own seed, so now I'm always.
Oh, that's good. That's gross.
Tyler, how do you make your own seed?
I'll show you one more time.
I'm adopting.
Why don't we do a draft, boys?
Do you want to do a draft?
Yeah,
It's a new segment called Draft Boys.
draft boys.
Where we drink draft beer. Can we change it to that? Can we get some taps in here, please?
Yeah. Well, I was batting around some ideas of breakfast foods, fruits, snack cakes,
Non-chocolate candy.
non-chocolate candy. So Ian and I were pretty much at a draw. Dave, what sounds good to you?
I mean, I like non-chocolate candy. I like breakfast foods too. I mean, I'd say any of those.
We'll do a 50-50?
Sure.
All right.
Breakfast food or non-chocolate candy?
Yep.
Non-chocolate candy's odd. Breakfast foods even.
Non-chocolate candy.
Non-chocolate candies.
All right. And then let's see, where's my good old D4? Oh, there he is. All right, so Ian 1, Dave 2, me 3. Ian goes first. So
All right.
Ian, Dave, me. Non-chalk candy draft. We fill out our little cards here so we can keep track.
What's your pick, Ian?
I need to print up a form and have a stack for us.
A stack of forms? That's all right. I just like scribbling them in random. If you look at my cards, they're pretty out there, man. Experimental.
I don't fill out cards like the usual person does for a draft.
That's right. I fill them out like I work at Bennigan's.
I like to think outside the box. My first pick for non-chocolate candy, my hard-hitting number one pick. This might be my favorite candy of all candy, including chocolate candy.
Shit.
Sour Patch Kids.
Oh,
Boston
go ahead
baked
and
beans.
scratch that off my list.
Standard Sour Patch Kids. I don't go in for that watermelon shit.
Man, taking my first pick. Strong.
I'm a fucking Sour Patch loving. I
love them. Make me
Love 'em.
sick as shit, though.
Yeah.
Can't eat them.
got about a 3-pound bag of them at Five Below and
That
went
would
through the
kill me.
bag in like a week and a half. I'm surprised I still have tooth enamel. Honestly, if I didn't floss, I'd be in real trouble, guys.
Hey, I'm still on that.
Good.
Every
I
day.
was hoping you would come up
Every
with that. I wasn't
day.
gonna ask.
Actually, that is not 100% accurate. I missed at least one day with this fiscal quarter. So
You're at like 99%.
It's pretty
You're fine.
good.
It's better than most.
Well,
way better than what I was at, which was zero.
Zero floss.
Well, I saw a TikTok where Steve-O is talking about how he has a new set of teeth for every Jackass movie because he's like, worst mistake of my life out of everything, it's not flossing. So, I mean, he has just had the most jacked up teeth.
Wow.
So, like, they're all crowns at this point, all of them. And he showed video of whenever he's having them all replaced, and it looks like he just has bagel bite cheese just on his gums because you have to, file down your teeth to have the crowns put on. So, yeah.
Poor Steve-O. Yeah, I'd say I probably have missed 3 days total this year. And I get sad when I miss a day and realize it the next day. But when I'm traveling, it's tough sometimes.
When
I
you're
bring
traveling,
I bring the
that
floss.
is a valid excuse because you're just not in your normal routine.
Right, and I'm not. It's not like I'm thinking, oh, I'm gonna skip flossing today. It's I wake up the next morning, and as I'm flossing, I'm like, oh, I didn't floss yesterday.
Right.
Fuck.
Isn't it fucked up how that becomes a part of how it became part of your life?
It's weird.
Yeah. Once it's become a habit, then you feel weird not doing it.
I need to go in. But I've been talking to Nikki, and I was like, hey, I need to go to the dentist because it's been a long time since I've been to the
Well,
dentist.
just consider all this flossing you've been doing for the last year or whatever it has been to be prep work for the dentist. And the dentist is going to say, wow, your gums, you look like you floss. Do you floss every day?
Every day I do.
and I've never not flossed. You could say that because you don't know the difference.
Now let me talk to you about this intense pain that I'm having here, though.
I keep flossing, but the pain doesn't go away.
So I floss it extra hard there, and it just hurts more.
I was told.
The blood has bits in it. Is that bad?
Is that normal? My number one pick. God, man, this is tough because it's like, do I go with my favorite or do I go with the crowd pleaser?
Circus peanuts.
Are you looking at my card, sir? Could you please?
Pan right to Tyler, zoom in.
I was reading Nikki's mind.
Eyes on your own paper. Jesus Christ.
That's why I don't write mine down now. I do it on the fly.
Oh shit! I need a folder divider.
We all get DM screens, draft screens.
Sit next to me in the SAT. Do I go with the crowd pleaser, the big hitting crowd pleaser, or to go with my favorite? Since Sour Patch Kids is both.
It's the best.
Sour Patch Kids is both.
Be true to yourself. Be true to yourself.
I'm gonna go Starburst Jelly Beans.
Ooh. Mm-hmm.
If you have not had Starburst Jelly Beans,
I have. They're amazing.
Anybody listening, I implore you, please try Starburst Jelly Beans. They're very good.
Coming up on
very good.
Easter, you'll be able to find them a lot easier. They'll be everywhere.
They have different kinds. Like they have. I don't like this, and here's why. I like the original Starburst Jelly Beans, but I don't really like. They have like the tropical, and they have like I guess because maybe the original were popular or whatever. And I don't do the shopping, and Nikki does, and she's like, tropical. And I'm like, oh no, the original though. I'm gonna eat it anyway. I might as well enjoy it the most, right?
Yes.
Let me enjoy those calories a little more than I normally would.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Well, that means I'm picking up Starburst. OG.
My second pick, I'm going to take a page from Dave's playbook.
Okay.
Jolly Rancher jelly beans.
I haven't had those. I didn't know those existed.
They do have them, and I think they're really only mostly out around Easter time around here anyway.
Okay.
For the same reason. They're good and sour. They get those good Jolly Rancher flavors in there. I don't even discriminate. I just pick up a big handful.
Oh, yeah. No, that's the
Pop
way to
them in
go.
my mouth.
Who eats a jelly bean one at a time? Unless it's like a Jelly Belly, right? Where it's like, I don't want to eat a popcorn and a strawberry at the same time.
Yeah, no, this one is, that's true. Just a handful. Just grab them up, eat them. So Jolly Rancher jelly beans for me. Number 2. Dave?
My number 2, Skittles. It's so good it's mentioned in the major motion picture Bad Boys.
And some Skittles.
Love Skittles.
Taste the rainbow.
Love Skittles. They have great commercials.
Weird commercials.
Great. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Some of them are weird, like to the point of I don't like them because they're just creepy.
I love it. They're the art candy.
They are the art candy for sure.
Werther's.
Werther's.
Originals.
Excellent choice.
That's okay. That's pretty good. Not a big Werther's fan.
Did I mention chocolate raisin when we did the chocolate candy?
I did.
You did. Okay. I thought someone mentioned it. That's like the chocolate candy that is would be Werther's if
Yep.
Werther's were a chocolate candy. Although I think there is a Werther's chocolate now.
I think you're right. Yeah.
But it's hard candy, not chewy
Yeah.
like raisins. So
Yep.
Third favorite candy. I got to dig a little bit on this one. I'm going to go OG peppermint discs.
Ooh,
Old
Yeah,
school.
that was on my short list.
Okay.
Can't go wrong with those. They're good if you just like the flavor of peppermint. They're also good if you have an upset tummy. Peppermint's good for your tummy to calm it if it's bothering you.
And also, if you're like plunging the depths of swamps of Dagobah, you can rub it under your nose so that you smell the peppermint instead of the swamps of Dagobah.
Exactly. They do
Or,
that.
or so I've read and heard on this
It's
podcast.
Star Wars canon.
My number 3,
You're number 3.
because it was mentioned on the chocolate draft, but couldn't be taken, I'm going to go ahead and snatch it up. It's Payday.
Payday's a good one.
Love a Payday. Love a payday. Love the peanut. Love that salt, that salty dusting. It's not even like salt. It's like the son of salt.
It is. It's like the salt dust that falls out that's left over when your salt shaker's empty.
Yes. Yeah, maybe that's how they get it.
They go to everyone's house. They just keep thousands and thousands of salt shakers on hand and use them in like the cafeteria,
Yeah.
the break room. Don't throw that away. No. We need that. We're running out of payday salt.
Makes sense to me.
Payday salt.
Recently brought back one of my favorite things from my childhood is the strawberries and cream tastations.
Wow. What is this? What is a tastation?
Oh man, it was absolutely my favorite candy as a kid.
It's a hard candy.
Okay.
It's like a Werther's hard candy, only it's strawberries
and cream.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I've had these. I didn't realize that they stopped existing for a minute.
Yep, but they sucked. I mean, probably like 10, 15 years ago, and they just brought them back. They have orange and cream and strawberries and cream, but my favorite is the strawberries.
Cool. My number 4 pick is good old regular ass gummy bears.
Whoa.
Gummy bears.
Any particular brand?
The kind that bounce here and there and everywhere.
Oh, okay.
Haribo.
They are the gummy bears.
Haribo.
Sugar-free? Diarrhea fuel?
No.
You should read those Amazon reviews if you haven't. For like the 1 pound sugar-free Haribo. Yeah. Those are great.
Specifically Haribo Gold Bears.
Yeah.
I love them. I love a good chewy gummy candy.
Yeah.
It's just
Strong.
where to go.
It's a good pick.
I love it.
My problem is that I have a lot on my list here and I only have 2 slots left. And there are a lot of winners here.
It's tough to limit these to 5.
There are a lot of
a
winners
lot of
here.
good candy.
But I'm going to follow my heart once again. I go Sweet Tarts.
Nice.
Love a Sweet Tart.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, please. I love a Sweet Tart. That's pretty much it. They wish they never would have introduced the blue. It's fine. It's okay. But I gotta have something to give to somebody else.
Yeah.
I'll eat the blue, but it's like, it's okay.
Yeah. Hot tamales, baby.
Hot tamales are good.
Love a hot tamale.
Do you like a Mike and Ike?
Not as much, but I do like a Mike and Ike.
Yeah.
Hot tamales are great candy. I actually really do love Mike and Ike's as well. I could eat myself sick on those.
Yeah, I like Mike and Ike's. I think
Got
don't they
that
just sell Mike's?
Oh, do they?
I think they do just sell
Is that
Mike's and
kinda like-
Ike's.
Is that kind of like left Twix and right Twix?
Maybe. I don't know.
You can get
yes.
a bag of left
Man.
Twix. What a marketing genius came up with
I've had
that.
many conversations with Henry where it's like, dude, I don't think there's a difference. And he's like, there's a difference. And I'm like, I don't think there's a difference. Let's look it up. And then we look it up and it's like, oh, well, I can't remember exactly, but it's like the left has more of this like caramel in it or whatever. And I'm like, that's bullshit.
Well, and it could be because of the placement on the machine, because it gets heavier caramel. I mean, there's all kinds of things it could be, but I've never.
I don't believe it.
I don't either.
I don't believe it.
I think it's all just marketing, which is fine because it works.
Yeah, totally. It's fun.
It keeps Twix relevant,
Yes.
which is what we're really all here to do.
Yeah, really. All hail.
Going on the same kind of tick as Tyler here, one of my favorite candies has always been Red Hots. Red Hots. They're pretty much like hot tamales, except they're tiny little BBs of cinnamon deliciousness, and I love them. But I've changed my mind.
I think it just popped into my head too. What you're going to go with?
Nerds.
Oh, not what I thought you were going to say.
They were on my
Forgot about nerds until just now, and I'm taking it.
they were on my list as a potential.
Wasn't written down. Nerds. Dave?
You made it easier for me by taking nerds. It makes my decision easier. I'm going runts.
Nice.
Going with runts.
Solid choice. Love a banana run.
You can have all of them.
You can take the
Yep.
banana ones.
You
I
have
like
the
them,
bananas.
but I can only have like one, and then I'm like, oh, these suck.
I'm kind of the same. Yeah, where it's like one will do.
Famously, so is
Why
Josh
am I
Nance.
still eating these?
Leaving all the banana runs on a paper plate around his house that he wouldn't eat from his box of runs.
Yeah, love a runt.
So I've got my fruitiness with the Starburst, butterscotch with Words of the Originals, a creaminess with the Taste Stations, cinnamon with Hot Tamales. So I need something sour. So Warheads.
Yep,
Great.
that was on my. That was in my pool as well. Atomic Warheads.
I think I've told you the story about the guy I knew before Warheads were a thing in the United States. He was a buddy of mine whose dad was overseas serving in the military and at a Japanese naval base.
Yeah.
And came home with a bag full of warheads, which didn't exist here yet.
Yeah.
And they were from
Damn.
Japan. They do things a lot different in Japan because I remember being.
They were called punishment drops.
Yes. I remember being after eating that warhead and nearly dying from the level of sour. I remember years later when they started to become a thing in the United States, being afraid to eat one, and they're a lot milder now in the United States than the one I had from Japan back then, which was in the late 80s, early 90s. No, it would have been the mid 80s that I had it, or mid to late 80s. But yeah, it was powerful. Now I wish they still made them that way, so I think I could take it.
Probably.
I thought you were going to say Atomic Fireballs whenever you took
good-
back
good
Red Hots.
candy. That'll have to be on my honorable mention, along with Red Hots.
Yep.
I like the Fireballs. They're good.
They're a good candy because they last so long. Now, sometimes I'm guilty of just biting into them and chewing them up.
I'm always guilty of that. It's like Gobstoppers. I can't do
God
Gobstoppers,
almighty.
man, because like it drives Nikki crazy, or it used to when I like in her 20s when I get Gobstoppers and just be like like fucking Cookie Monster. And she's like,
made-
stop, stop it.
They made mini Gobstoppers
You're
just
gonna
for
die.
you, so they could be eaten and crunched up easier.
Yeah.
But Atomic Fireballs were always great because I love that hot, it's fairly hot candy cinnamon on the outside, but that sweetness in the middle always just brings it home. So yeah, that's an excellently designed piece of candy.
What'd you have on your honorable mentions, Dave?
I had High Chew.
Yep, so did I.
Good.
Love a High Chew. Squeaky. It's a squeaky candy.
Yes.
Nice, and it's a clean. It's a clean candy.
Better than Now and Later's, in my opinion.
Yeah,
For that-
agree. Yeah.
On that wavelength.
Yeah, totally.
And Mondo.
Lemon drops
I was on my.
or lemon,
That's what I was,
lemon heads. I should
That's
say.
what I was gonna say until Warheads popped into my head.
Are we
Yeah,
saying
lemon
lemon
heads.
heads or
I'm
lemon drops?
Sorry. Lemon heads is what I meant.
Yeah, those are awesome.
Lemon heads.
Lemon heads, Cherry Clan, that whole line
Right.
from Ferrari Pan. Those
Right.
are great
Yes.
candies.
I had those strawberry candies that you only get at parades.
Thank you. That was also on my list. It looks like a
That
foil
looks like a
strawberry.
strawberry,
Yeah.
yes.
I don't know what those are called, but that's
Your grandma's strawberry candy.
right. Yeah. I already had I drafted Sweet Tarts, which meant that I nixed Spree. I also like Spree. I liked Shock Tarts, which are the sour ones, which I think are now just called Spree Sour or something or other. And that's it. Those are my honorable mentions.
Sugar daddies or sugar babies is on my honorable
Were they
mention.
pure?
Is that chocolate?
I thought they were covered in chocolate. Are they just
It's
pure
just
caramel?
Pure caramel.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
no chocolate involved.
I had Jawbreakers.
Yeah.
You had peppermint disc. I was thinking the fluffy peppermint
Yeah.
that breaks down a lot quicker.
Those are-
Oh yeah, sure.
Jolly Ranchers. The caramel apple suckers. You know that have
yeah,
the,
the
core
green
of
one with the
the caramel coating.
Now, when
around
you
it.
say Jolly Rancher, do you mean gonorrhea crystal?
yes,
Okay.
yes, nodule. Root beer barrels. I'm probably in the
Oh,
minority on
wow.
those, but I did love root beer
No,
barrels.
those are good. I'm a limited quantity root beer barrels. I can only eat a couple before
Yeah.
I'm over
Pop
it.
caps.
Yep.
Pop caps.
I like pop caps.
do
Okay.
too.
All right.
It's hard to find a candy I don't like.
Jack loves dots. I don't particularly care for dots.
I
but-
like dots. Okay.
They're a little
jujube.
gumdrop.
And then I used to love. We used to buy them in school, like for fundraisers. But these banana split suckers, you can get them at Walmart sometimes now. That they're yellow on top. They're split in half, so yellow on top and red on the bottom.
Oh,
They also have like the cotton candy ones that are like a light blue.
I haven't seen
I
those.
love those.
Okay.
Banana split was my jam though.
My mom likes Good and Plenty candy that I think is disgusting.
Oh.
Yeah. So whenever it's like her birthday or Christmas and I'm going to the store and I'm like, I know I'm not going to have any problems getting Good and Plenty. They are not going to be sold out of Good and
Was
Plenty.
she like the youngest of 8 and she got the dregs candy and developed a taste for it?
She's like the oldest of 5. So this is
Damn.
her pick, you know.
So she was like, no, I'll take the gross candy for all my other
Yeah.
siblings to have the good stuff.
But, she was a girl in the 60s, so might as well have been the youngest, I guess.
Here's the candy that'll make you a mom.
Here's a box of Good and Plenty and a vacuum cleaner.
Oh, good deal. Good draft.
Good draft. Lots left on the table for that one. That's that's a big category that is hard to fill.
Yep. You guys will take a break, then come back and do some GunForce.
Yes.
GunForce.
GunForce.
I do.
Of course, I do.
GunForce.
Of course.
GunForce, I do.
Love a GunForce, of course. Who would like to talk about GunForce?
Of course. Unless, of course. You're talking about Mr. Ed.
Yeah. All right. Well,
That one went over real well. Sorry I ruined the podcast, folks.
You been talking about an anime version of Mr. Ed last time?
I don't know if it was last time, but we've definitely talked about that before. Yeah. Wilbur Sama.
Nani? Is that horse talking?
all right. Well, let's do it. Let's take a break while I ponder over what music to play in between segments. Stay tuned to find out.
Skittles, bite-sized candies. Oh, so smooth, splurging, snappy light, sassy, saving, super orange, sneaking, spunky lemon, yeah, colorful candy shells, fruit flavors in the middle, single-handed bite-sized candy-coated Skittles, scrumptious grape, sharing, smile, sweet strawberry, sorry, yeah, taste the rainbow muffin flavors in Skittles.
All right, we're back.
We're back.
Talking about GunForce.
Talking about GunForce. All right, GunForce. So, courtesy of the randomizer, a game none of us had ever heard of. There may be good reason,
Yeah. I think there's a good reason.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we'll get into that, right?
Yeah.
This was a run and gun, side-scrolling run and gun, Contra style.
Walking gun.
I mean, we'll get into it. We'll get into that. It's a walking simulator. First walking simulator came out on the Super Nintendo.
Quap and
Under
gun.
the name of GunForce.
Strolling gun.
Quap Force.
Stroll Force. It was an arcade game first.
Developed by IRM in 1991. Yes. And then was ported to the Super Nintendo in 1992. Thank you.
By what beloved studio?
By Bits.
Yeah.
Bits Studio. Can you name other games that Bits Studio has done?
Terminator 2, the arcade game.
They definitely did.
T2, Judgment Day.
They did Terminator 2 Judgment Day. I don't think they did T2 the arcade game. I don't think
did they not?
they didn't do that port.
Just Judgment Day.
Just Judgment Day?
Just Judgment Day.
Okay.
Got any others?
There, I can't remember now.
There's something else. Yeah.
There's one that we've done for the show a while back. It's one where I read the title and I was like, oh shit, I forgot about that game. It was awful, and it was one of those where it's like it should stick in my mind because it was such a
King Arthur
bad
game?
experience. It is Space Football 1-on-1.
Fuck.
That was
me.
a Bit Studios.
Yeah,
game.
that was a bottom. That was a bottom 10, bottom 25 experience.
They've done some other ones that we haven't done for the show yet. Like one that I vaguely recall the name of, but maybe I'm getting it mixed up with Smash TV and Dream On. Dream TV. They did Wolverine Adamantium Rage, which we haven't done for the show, but is a pretty disappointing Wolverine experience.
That's also a good band name.
Yeah, disappointing Wolverine experience. Yeah. They did the Itchy and Scratchy game for Super Nintendo. And then they did a game called Genocide 2.
What?
Electric Boogaloo.
So
okay,
those are just the Super Nintendo ones. They did more than that, but we have those to look forward to.
Yep.
Genocide 2.
boy, oh boy.
Yikes.
Genocider.
It certainly was the 90s. And it's like, I'm sure I'll make this joke plenty of times when we get to that game, but it's like, did they think there was like only one genocide or something?
Genocide's so nice, we had to name it twice.
Or it's like, historically, this is based on the second genocide in the history of humankind.
Yeah, okay. If that's the case, fair enough.
It's like Sid Meier's style.
Oh, no.
So what are the Mesopotamians? Yeah, oddly enough. Well, looking at this box art, what did you guys think? What was your expectation?
Well, I got spoiled a little bit. I watched the SNES
You watched that first, yeah.
and the Japanese box art for this game was awesome. It was great. But then they moved to this weird picture of these two soldiers that don't look anything like the soldiers from the game, back to back, firing randomly in midair. Clearly about to die.
Who are the Doctor Who villains that take over their brains, whatever, and encase them in their humanoid robots?
The Cybermen?
Cybermen, yeah.
Yes.
Looks like very early blocky
do
Cybermen
look
on
like
the cover.
Cybermen.
But they're also hockey players. It's like they're wearing like this, like their helmets have like a very like goalie-esque quality to them.
But in game they have a very Judge from Roger Rabbit like sunglasses.
Dude, I thought in game the sprite when he pops up, when your character pops up to explain what's going on, he looked like the old Ant-Man, but like the fucking generic, like they're just like, I don't know, man, like because he's got this
fellows,
insect person,
because he's got this like bulbous like helmet.
Little goggles, but that guy is featured on the Japanese box art.
Yeah, which
not as badly rendered.
No, the character designs, it's very like it's apparent this is 1991, you know, because it's like I don't think you could put this design in a video game today without like intending to be funny.
Right. Yes, this is an ironic character. Yeah.
Might be coming to multiverses.
I did like the box art though. I like the color scheme. I liked that it was unusually like it was kind of dark themed and it had the shiny letters and all that. So it kind of appealed to me.
Okay.
But I did feel like a sense of hopelessness watching these guys literally about to die. I mean, they're like looking up in the air, firing at random. One guy's got two guns.
Yeah.
And he's like, we're going to die, Jim. I know, Bob. It's been an honor serving with you. You know, I felt like this was
like Aliens style.
Yeah,
you know?
like they were warning you.
Yeah.
You know,
don't get in this.
You're going to die. Or I don't know.
That was marketing for good.
Yeah.
They're like, well, if we make this look horrible, we can spare people their money. I don't know. I thought the box art was pretty generic looking.
I thought it'd be something akin to Super Turrican.
Sure.
You know, just looking at the box.
And in a way, it is, you know, without anything special. Like Turrican has special qualities to it that are unique to Turrican.
I did get the impression it was going to be more of a space-based shooter, and this definitely wasn't. It was just Contra-style combat, army choppers.
You literally start in a jungle.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, if you were to compare your experience in this game to a movie, what movie or a celebrity?
I picked the 2006 Jason Statham hit Crank. where Jason Statham's given a poison and he has to keep moving. He has to keep his heart rate above X speed or whatever to not die before he can get to the antidote. I felt like you just have to kind of just run and gun and go and don't stop, and it was kind of easy. And apparently that was the theme of Crank, which is, it's fine. You'll be fine. you can do this. So, yeah, I just felt, I don't want to misinterpret the game or come across as saying that the game was like frenetic paced by any means. But
it's like playing Contra underwater.
It is kind of like playing Contra underwater.
Yeah.
But it is one of those things where I felt like if I just
Contra.
Yes.
That's right.
It's a better title. Yeah. I felt like if I just didn't keep going and hurry the fuck up, I might die from boredom.
Yeah. Well, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
Really, you are. It's, spoilers, it's not a great game by any means, but anyway, yeah. So that was that. Now, we did pick Nick Cage for our celebrity, right?
We did.
Okay. We did.
I do have one, but go ahead, Dave. Do your movie.
I've never seen this movie before, but I know it through Seinfeld. I went with The English Patient because this game is so fucking slow. And that was like while I was playing it, I was literally thinking of Elaine screaming, "Just die already!"
That's very, very apt. I sort of along those lines chose Battlefield Earth, something also spacey and horrible.
Yeah.
What Nick Cage movie did you choose, Ian?
Ghost Rider.
Oh, thank you for not taking mine.
Because this game isn't good, but you still kind of like it a little bit anyway.
Okay.
And you play it. You keep playing. And then there's also a part where you ride a motorcycle, and if you have the flamethrower, it's kind of like being Ghost Rider.
Fuck, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's three good reasons.
He can even ride wheelies and shoot ghost flames or bullets or whatever.
You're right.
So Ghost Rider is my Nick Cage movie.
That is really good.
There's a penance stare in the game. There's a cheat code for the penance stare. Man,
you have to get on a horse and ride like the old Ghost Rider.
I went with Superman Lives.
No, okay.
I'm not familiar.
Well, Nicolas Cage was going to play Superman, and then that never happened. And there are test shots of it out there of him in the costume. And that you need to look that up.
All right. Show notes.
You need to look that up. But it's got like a really interesting like history to it.
He wanted that bad.
He's a big Superman fan.
Huge Superman fan.
And
he named his son Kal-El.
Right. And it and it honestly does suck that it didn't work out for him.
It does, because it would have been a passion project for him.
I'm not saying it would have been a good. It doesn't seem like a good fit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I still would very much have liked to have that in our
Dude,
lives.
I wish it would have happened because
me too.
that would not have been a middling film. You know what I mean?
No.
Like that would either be like a film that we all love because it was a train wreck, or a film that we all love because it surprised the shit out of us.
Yep. One way or the other, you're gonna love it.
Right.
Yeah.
So
for real.
I wish it would have happened. It was I think the original script was written by Kevin Smith.
Yes, actually, I heard that too. That's correct.
And then Tim Burton got involved because the Batman movies were so successful.
Oh,
Or it
man.
might have been just the first one. I can't remember the timeline for this. And then because of Tim Burton hated Kevin Smith's script, and because of that, Kevin Smith still tells stories about Tim Burton and
Tim Burton is a notorious asshole though, isn't he?
I have no idea. I've never worked with him personally.
know.
I haven't had the pleasure.
I don't know. I kept Helena Bonham Carter.
Hello, Carter.
around.
Yes, she's wonderful, but I don't. I can't see Tim Burton.
Maybe she's just really tolerant, or he's just nice to her. Which I would also be very nice to Helena Bonham Carter.
I like Ghost Rider better. I feel like that is a better fit. But I wanted to go hard and come in with Superman Lives.
Okay.
Well, Nick Cage doesn't do anything by half measures. He loves Elvis so much, he married Lisa Marie I feel like he could see the upstairs of Graceland because no one's allowed up there. Like he was like the last person who was allowed to go up there and see like the toilet where he died and shit like that. It's all
Probably
walled
was,
off.
Yeah.
And then they got divorced. So it's like, you got what you
Right, I got what I wanted out of this.
And I chose Lord of War. Where he is an arms dealer.
Yeah.
So Nick Cage and a lot of guns.
Good
Yeah.
choice. That's a great movie, actually.
Yeah, I've heard John say good things about that one. I haven't seen it.
Well, can we say 3 good things about this game?
It's
I can try.
It's tough. It's a bit of a pull.
It's a mixed bag for me because a lot of the good things could also be
bad.
like a bad thing. Like my first good thing is it's short. And that could be taken as a bad thing.
Well, I actually
but for
have-
me, playing this game for the show, it's like, oh, fuck yeah, 5 stages? All right, okay, this is good, this is good.
The long play on YouTube was 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's playing at a normal pace with normal lives.
But they're really
normal
good.
settings.
They're playing it well.
Yeah, they are. And I had that as a bad, was that it was so short.
Sure.
Because I got to think about the price tag of video
Absolutely.
games. And that's gonna be infuriating to me that this is already over and I spent $49.95 or whatever, you
Yeah.
know, at the time. That's
Sure.
one of my bad. But one of my good things was I kind of thought that despite being a bit clunky, the fact that you could commandeer vehicles and drive the vehicles in the game
Yep, I had that too.
was a cool feature. I
It
mean,
is-
it's they're thinking outside the box in that way.
It's neat.
And I like too how like you can just run over the people. Like if you're in the helicopter or if you're in the Jeep, anything on the ground you're gonna run them over and take care of them while you can focus on the stuff coming at you from above or in the air or whatever. There is a part where you get in a helicopter and you take the helicopter and gun from that, and you can also run people down with the helicopter.
It's true.
But the helicopter is enormous. That thing literally takes up more than half of the screen.
Yeah,
if
it's real
not
big.
2-3/4 of the screen.
It's a Garth Brooks.
But you don't have to do that for long. But again, I just thought that was it didn't work great. It was slow and it was kind of
No.
plodding. But I did think it was a cool idea.
Funniest vehicle in the game. I loved this so much as you get to a point in the game where you have to cross a small body of water. Small body of water. I'm talking it's like maybe a quarter of the screen. And you get in a raft. Like a Jurassic Park style, like Alan Grant raft. And you just go like a quarter of a screen, then you get out. And then you climb up a ladder. And it's like, why is that in the game?
Contractual obligation.
Right. It's like
you have
big
5
raft.
vehicles. We need 6 vehicles. Get the 6th vehicle in there.
It's just like, I get it. You want variety, but it's like, come on, that's completely, I don't even go a full screen. Like
Water stages. Oh, what?
It's a little thin.
I had for a game that came out in '92, it was 2 players. I feel
Yeah,
like you didn't see
that
that a
is-
whole lot. Even Final Fight didn't have that. You
Sure.
know? So
That
4
is
players.
always
Poor
that is
Final
always
Fight is never going to live that down.
No, absolutely not. I'll
It's
never forgive
not.
it for that.
Yeah.
Well, it was an obvious omission. And in this one, I think that's always going to be a good thing about any game is if there is a simultaneous 2-player option,
Yep.
you've immediately doubled the value of the game, in my opinion.
Yep.
So, yeah, absolutely good thing. I liked the aim. I liked that when you aim, you point your gun in a direction and it stays in that direction so you could focus on movement while still firing up. Whereas in some you have to kind of hold in the direction you're shooting or stop to shoot. I thought that was good.
Shooting 8 different directions.
Yeah, all
that
directions,
was
which
nice.
is there have been a couple of games where you couldn't shoot diagonally.
Yep.
You know,
Right.
you got to be right underneath
Sure.
it. So I did like that aspect of the controls. I really didn't have much of a problem with the controls. I thought they were okay.
I thought the controls were fine.
Yeah,
I do-
for what the game is, it didn't have to be much, and they knew that, so it was good.
I do wish that there was a button that you could like hold down in order to stop where you are and
Just
and
shoot in a circle.
and shoot in a circle.
That
yeah.
would have been
That would
good,
be
too.
nice.
Yeah.
And they have plenty of buttons to use because this is a 2-button video game.
Yep.
Uh
They're missing out on 4 whole buttons.
huh. So they could have done it. You know.
Like a screen clear, even or a
There's not.
some
Yeah.
kind of
There's
super
nothing like that.
move, but Yeah, they had that raft though. So
They did have that raft. You're right. That was taking up so many
You had to wait till
resources.
level 5 to get that in Zelda. So I mean, boom,
You're not.
you got that
Yeah,
raft right
you're not
on.
wrong.
3 bad things.
do you have any more good, Dave?
No, I think you guys pretty much covered it. Well, okay, so yes, I do, but this is also could be somebody's bad. Again, because I'm playing this mediocre video game that I'm obligated to play. This is a good thing for me. It's easy.
Yeah, I had that as a good thing as well. It's just super easy to pick up and play. You don't have to know anything. You don't have to read the instruction manual if you don't want to.
Oh yeah, and that doesn't help.
It doesn't
like
help.
the instruction.
It's
I read
awful.
the instruction
I mean,
manual.
it's
and I was
funny.
like, "Fuck! I wasted my goddamn time on this."
Nope, it's like this one shoots, this one jumps, this one points your gun. Bye.
It tells you that you are that commandos are attacking the Earth, and the ultimate defense has been launched. GunForce. Okay,
Me,
they're a
GunForce of 1.
right? Yeah, literally, you see like in the cutscene in the beginning, a plane with like one
One guy
lone soldier with a
parachutes out.
parachute.
Last name Force, first name Gun.
Right. Somebody order a GunForce. It's Gun Farce is definitely a Larry the Cable Guy movie, right?
Yes. That's the Ernest version of that movie.
Oh, I'd watch the shit
I
out of that.
absolutely would.
The full name of this game we have not mentioned
God.
Oh, God,
okay.
yes,
That's
please.
also a good thing about it. Put that in the pro category, the full
Please
title.
read it off, baby. I
yet.
love
Gun
it.
Force Battle Fire Engulfed Terror Island. If that was an AI generated, I will eat Flopsy.
Which
Should we
one?
just go with the straight Japanese
one.
translation? Yes, absolutely. No notes. Don't change a
Someone
thing.
read that and was like, "Oh, this is it."
I feel like Shake approved it. Battlefire and Gulf Terror Island, dude. That is badass. That is cum shot. Fucking stamp it on the box, ship it out.
Oh, that is cum shot. Oh, wow.
It's so cum shot.
Oh, it's so cum shot. It's fetch even.
So I love R-Type. I think R-Type is a great side-scrolling shooter, but
I love their type.
But Dave, I think you'll remember the slowdown those games had when
Yeah.
shit came on the screen.
Holy
do.
God, this one.
So the
yeah.
slowdown in R-Type, but make it a whole game. Because this was already slow, and it still had slowdown on top of it.
That was on my list as
Yeah,
well.
like-
Bad. Just it struggled.
5 frames per second.
It was so fucking bad.
It's race driving.
Yes. They
Race-
used the race driving
shooting.
engine.
Yeah, it's tough, man. On those early SNES games where they have like
They had
so
mode
many-
7 in the beginning with the parachute coming down.
I know. They're just straight up like it's straight up. They played Pilot Wings when it came out. You know,
Make it green.
right? It felt very much like that. But yeah, man, in games like this, it's tough because like all those bullets have their own sprite, and it's like you get all those fucking bullets on the screen at the same time, and the
Yep.
Super Nintendo's like, stop, too big.
4 bullets is too much.
American penis very large.
And GunForce is like, did you say harder?
Oh, and then, I mean, the bosses. The bosses felt like
There were bosses?
jokes.
There were bosses?
There were, I mean, yeah, buildings.
Buildings.
You're right. With like balls on them that like the Moonanites were inside of
Which
like, I'm
is straight
firing
up-
as hard as I can at you.
Which is straight up Contra style. Like that first building boss
Yeah.
is like
Yeah.
It
that's
is.
that's like a Contra boss, but they were like, what if instead of at the end of the first level Contra, you instead of fighting that building its profile, you fought it straight on. Like that's what they did. And it's like we could rotate this motherfucker 45 degrees and Konami can't sue us.
And if you stand here and here, it can't hit you at all.
Well, it had the windows with the people in it, and around the perimeter.
Oh, the
of
second
it.
level
On
boss
the
where they
second
were all
level.
in unison
Oh,
throwing
right, throwing
grenades. Like
Yeah.
synchronized grenade throwing and then the little
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, and they had like the turrets at the top. Yeah, that one I actually kind of liked. That one I kind of like, but maybe it's because it didn't feel like ripped straight out of Contra.
Yeah, like the first one did.
The first one is very much
yeah,
like,
for sure.
Yeah.
and then the final boss. I love the fucking final
I
boss.
didn't
You
I
mean-
did not get there.
The alien mother.
Yes, which again
From
is
Aliens.
totally Contra. It's
I got it.
but like with mixed
It
like turtle
is-
DNA. It's like the
yeah.
Jurassic Park version where it's like we didn't have the full sequence of the alien DNA, so we filled in the blanks with turtle DNA.
I just got an alien's impression.
So it's a derpy alien.
Oh boy, is it like
Here
it
we are,
has
take over the
babies.
world, all across in little jars across the ceiling.
It's like I had Kenna draw a turtle from memory. The boss.
That got me thinking about aliens the most, really. Just that,
Oh, yeah.
just all the jars with the babies in it and
Mm-hmm.
the alien mother, and yeah, I really went aliens on that
Mm-hmm.
one. So
Totally. Which it's weird because it's like to go back to the old Tadpog multiplicity, where it's like it's a copy of a copy of Aliens, you
Yeah.
know? Because Contra was like, oh yeah, it's good. That's good. Konami's like, let's do that. And then, yeah, Bit Studios comes along, or I guess IREM comes along. He's like, yeah, that's a good idea. And then Bit Studios is like, all right.
fuck it. We didn't get the rights to the Alien franchise like we did Terminator and
No, you rim.
Yeah, there we go. Nice. See, it's a fun game we can all play, not just me.
I had that it was laggy, that it was too short, and it was empty. The story was non-existent. After every level, you get I have destroyed the stronghold. I am now moving on to the
Yeah.
battleship or whatever the fuck it was. It's just like, okay.
But there's the locations are fucking like, you were mentioning earlier that like you thought maybe it'd be space themed or something, but they're very much like, okay, we're in a jungle outside of a warehouse.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're in the warehouse that has boxes that say 2001 on them.
Get this one and it's rapid fire. Sweet.
Yeah. Oh boy. The guns in this game. I need you to explain one of them to me. So you've got the flamethrower, which you mentioned, Ian. You've got the regular shot, and then you've got the auto version of that.
Yeah.
You've got the laser, and then you've got this one that's just like a blue.
I thought that looked like it was bazooka, but in no way resembled a bazooka that I thought.
Yeah,
So-
and I don't know, like, I didn't know what it was. I didn't know how it was special. Like, the only weapon in the game that felt special was the flamethrower. Because,
Yeah,
like,
it was the most unique one.
Right.
Everything else was this
they
same
felt like
gun
bullets, but a different color.
over. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they didn't act
Maybe
any
they were
differently.
fatter bullets and not flat
yeah,
or something.
Some big old fat bullets.
Fat bullets with all the
All the
fixins.
Vixens. But like, I don't know, man. Give me, if you're gonna rip off Contra, give me the spread shot.
Give me that fucking spread gun. I was waiting for that to show
Like
up,
that
and it
can't
never
be.
did.
Yeah, that can't be patented. you know, like just put it in the game.
God, because that's the gun.
Just
in
lean
Contra.
into it. Yeah, lean into it.
Once I get spread shot in Contra, it's over. I do
Yeah.
not pick up anything else, and it's like I wanted that satisfaction of being able to just vaporize everything in front of me for the next 10 minutes, and it just didn't happen.
Sure. There's no homing.
Nope.
There's nothing like that. It's just all the weapons feel pretty boring.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't like it felt cheap at certain moments, like when you're walking across and all of a sudden these guys that look like Mysterio are just rising up out of the ground at random and just on top of you and you're dead. Or you don't know enemies on screen, bullet enters from the screen, not fired by anyone and hits you. Like shit like that bugs me.
Sure.
But, yeah.
I mean,
It just feels cheap.
And the
It
fact
does
that
feel
you could
cheap.
walk past an enemy, like they would shoot at you,
Right.
but they're all running, and you could just walk
You
past
could
them.
just,
You
like,
walk through
They would
them.
just go past you. It's like, hey guys,
Hello, fellow
Yeah.
soldier.
what's up?
Yeah.
I'll just going to destroy your base. Cool. See you later.
Well, I took my shot.
Any more bad?
Not for me.
Just that I could. It's unbearably slow.
Yeah.
It is.
The pace is unbearably slow,
Yep.
and it's like I can even deal with the slowdown, but like the pace itself is just it's a crawl.
Yep.
It's a crawl.
So where did it lose you?
There.
Yep.
Yeah. There.
That is what I had as well. Immediately with the speed.
Yes.
Yeah, I got bored and the slowness, and about level 2, I was like, I'll just watch the long play. And I settled in to watch the long play, and then 15 minutes later, it was over. So, I was right. It was fine, but it was just not a very rewarding experience.
It's easy. It's really easy.
It's super easy.
My very first playthrough, going in blind, I got to the last stage, my first try, and it was like just a couple screens away from the final boss.
Yeah.
And then my second playthrough, I got to the room right before the boss. I had no lives left, and I didn't realize that it was the room right before the boss. So I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna press start on player 2 and just finish this because I don't want to play through this again. You know what I mean?
Good
I don't want to
strat.
do this a third time. So I'll just press start as player 2 and get in. And then sure enough, the next room was the boss. And it was like, fuck, man, I bet I could have done this.
Yeah.
Legit. But oh well.
Is it a buy, rent, or a birthday?
This is a rent.
It's a rent for me, dog.
Yep.
And hopefully someone's spending the night so we can play together.
Totally.
Yeah, Josh and I would have had fun with this at his weekend, like one rental, one time, and then we never look at it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I'd have gotten it for my birthday, I mean, at first I would have been like, sweet.
Yeah.
GunForce. And then I would have been like, fuck.
GunForce.
We want to see what Flops has to say about it?
Where would we put it?
Yeah, where would we put
First
it on
before we do
this?
that? Top 100, bottom 100?
It's dead in the middle for me. I didn't hate it enough to.
We have played a lot of worse games than this.
Yeah, I didn't hate it enough to completely shit on it, but I'm never going to play it again.
This is not bottom 100 for me.
It's just.
This
isn't
is a
great.
mediocre.
Yeah.
Honestly, like.
It epitomizes the legit middle of the list, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, it being developed by Bit Studios actually makes it raises it on my list a little bit because it's like, oh, this wasn't absolute dog shit.
It wasn't
Good
as
job.
bad as their other games. Yeah.
LJN made Jaws. I mean, they can do something good. Good job.
It's true.
It wasn't as bad as their other games we've played by Bits. So, yeah.
And we just
it was
came off of
passable.
Terminator 2.
We
So,
did. It's
God,
fresh.
which is a horrible game.
Yeah, it's so awful.
Mid to bottom 250. I put it in the bottom quarter, probably.
Yeah. Do we have any achievements for the game?
I have some.
What you got?
That's the way we defeat the Brady Bunch. And to get that, you kill all of the enemies in the second stage that are in the windows.
Oh, yeah, throwing the
right?
grenades.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
because they're like in the square.
I just thought, this is like the Brady Bunch. I'm like, I feel like I'm killing Jan and Marsha over here. My second one is get to the chopper. And to get to the chopper, you kill 5 or more flying jetpack enemies by hitting them with the chopper. An alternate to this is 28 Days Later, which is the scene where Michael from Lost uses a chopper to slice through a horde of zombies with the rotors, mows them down like a weed eater style. My third one is I can drive that loader. I have a class 2 rating. And to get that one, you drive the loader to the final boss, which is like a mech that you take for about not much longer than the raft
Yeah.
to get to the final boss, which looks like the Alien Queen. So that was a Ripley quote from Aliens where she drives the loader, foreshadowing her use of that same loader to defeat the Queen Mother alien at the end of the movie. Spoiler alert. And my last achievement is 420 Johnny Blazin'.
Nice.
And to get it's 420 Johnny Blazin' It. And to get 420 Johnny Blazin' It, you use the flamethrower while riding the motorcycle so you look like Ghost Rider.
Awesome. I got a couple. First of which is Metal Slog.
I wondered if that was going to come up.
I love Metal Slug. I think that's like a great video game.
Well, and they did say that the second GunForce 2 game
In the arcade.
In the
the arcade was like essentially the predecessor, the precursor to Metal Slug.
Yeah.
And it was not bad, apparently.
In order to unlock Metal Slug, die on the final stage and restart the game from the very beginning. And slog your way through it.
There you go.
Second achievement is Nantra. In order to unlock Nantra, just beat the first jungle level, which is 100% the first level from Contra.
Yeah, Nantra.
Next achievement I have is a GunForce rack. I don't even own a GunForce. In order to unlock a GunForce rack, I don't even own a GunForce. Be gifted the box to GunForce without the game in it.
Nice.
Next achievement I have is, meanwhile, beneath the streets of New York City, you kill Hamato Yoshi's young pupils in the final boss fight because all of the fucking alien babies look like the goddamn infant Ninja Turtles from the movie that are going around, radical. They all look like that. Tyler, do you have any achievements?
I had 3. I had one, Michael Jordan ain't got shit. And that is apparently whenever you hang from something, you're invincible. So you hang from it until the level timer expires.
All right.
I thought it was going to be play as Larry Bird. Insert Larry Bird big head mode code.
And then, can this actually happen? And you unlock that by taking down a helicopter with a flamethrower.
Mm-hmm. Like you do.
And then my last one being, they did warn you, and that's die by falling into a pit that has the big warning across the top of it.
Danger.
I did too. I thought it was a floor.
It looks like a floor.
Yeah.
It says danger, and there's arrows pointing down.
Yeah, but 2 out of 3 of us thought it was a floor, so
3 out of 3. I did it too.
they totally got it. And it's like if you pay attention, you see boxes falling through it. And it's like someone,
What the fuck? If
So-
only I'd been warned. Yeah, because the line is
it's flush.
It's lined
It's
up
flush
with
with the
floor.
ground.
It looks
Yeah.
like a like a grate or something.
Yeah.
You would walk over.
Yeah.
Nope.
No,
nope.
it's definitely a pit.
Clear, bright red warning.
And an
Danger pointing down. Danger.
embarrassingly narrow one too. Like one that's super easy to jump over.
Yep. Just a hop. Just a little hop.
You want to see what Flops to say about it now?
Before we do that,
Okay.
how much do you guys think this game is? If you were to buy it loose, how much do you think you pay for it?
$15.
I'm gonna go lower. 10.
$15 and $10. Actual price of GunForce loose for the Super Nintendo on average, according to PriceCharting.com at the time of this recording, is $26.22.
Seems like a lot.
Does seem like a lot. Not one I would be in a rush to buy for the collection.
Not at that price.
If it were $10, sure.
Yeah.
$26.
That's a lot for a game that doesn't have any substance.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's just filler,
Yeah.
cash grab.
Yeah, this game is filler the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think Flopsy has to say about the game?
I'd be shocked if it got more. I'd say 2.5 stars.
I'm going to say 2 stars.
common.
Yeah. I'll go 2 stars.
2 stars in common.
Common? Man, I don't know, guys. I've never heard of this game before in my life until last week.
I just feel like if it was uncommon, I feel like it would be more than $26. Usually I
That's
think of
true.
uncommon at like $40-something starting.
That's true. I'm still going to go uncommon.
Okay.
I'm 2 stars uncommon,
I'm 2.5 stars.
2.5 stars common, and 2
stars
stars
common.
common from
Yeah.
Tyler. All right. According to Flopsy, according to the Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the SNES Library, 1991 through 1988 by Pat Contry, courtesy of Monster Mold Mike and the Shadowy Benefactor, GunForce is 1.5 stars.
Whoa. An
Okay.
accurate review
Man.
for once.
Availability is uncommon.
Okay.
Okay.
Yikes.
That is low praise coming from Flopsy, who have given much higher scores to much worse games.
That is true.
Yep.
Right next to it is a 1-star game
Ooh.
That we haven't done yet.
that we haven't done yet.
Yay.
So we have something to look forward to. The reflections, the synopsis at the bottom of this one is what I can only dub as, quote, poor man's Contra. This game desperately tries to copy its similar genre stablemate, but with poor results.
Yep.
Aside from its ludicrous strapline of Battle, Fire, Engulf, Terror Island, which is just the best set of words ever placed together in a non-sentence. The game has very little to offer. This is a great...
This person gets us. Yeah.
That was written by J.E. Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
I've had a lot more fun talking about GunForce than I did playing it.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to give this game a beard that sums up how you feel about it, what kind of beard would it be?
The beard of the sloth in the DMV from Zootopia,
Oh, yeah.
because it's slow as shit.
That's good. That's a really, really good one.
Weird.
And that one is like, that joke was used so much in the trailer that you don't even have to have seen the movie to get that
know what's going on.
reference.
Yep.
Which, for the record, I liked Zootopia. I thought
Yep,
it was.
so did I.
I thought it was a good movie.
Good movie.
Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
if you were to give this game a pair of glasses that sums up how you feel about it, what kind of glasses would you give it?
That would be the slow motion drop of the glasses from face to Wood's floor from Thomas from My Girl as he is stung by bees.
Excellent.
Those are very good.
Couple nice deep cuts.
Yeah. So deep.
So
From my
cut.
very small movie library.
Those cuts are so deep, it'd be crying. You guys want to know what we're playing next?
Yep. Bust out the randomizer.
Let's fucking bust it
Bust it
loot.
out. All right. Get that spatter up peripheral, plug it in, set it up wild and crazy kid style. Put me on the whole random direction. Say the prayer. We all love to say. Beetu bootu beetu bootu beetu bootu beetu bootu boop boop boop. The whammies, the whammies, the whammies. Stop.
1, 4, 5.
Ooh. Beavis and Butthead.
Close. We're in the D's.
Divas and
Divas and
Dudhead.
Duckhead.
It is
Duckman.
It is Divas and Dudhead. Man, if there was a Duckman Super Nintendo game,
Oh,
bet your
God.
ass I would know about it already. There's no way it could be worse than a Simpsons game.
Yeah.
Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing Duck is a great game on the NES. I don't think it had an SNES counterpart though.
Okay.
But man, I love that game.
yeah.
It is Donkey Kong Country Blockbuster World Video Game Championship 2, which we
We've covered it.
technically
Covered
covered.
Roll it.
All right. Beetu bootu beetu bootu beetu bootu beetu bootu boop boop boop. No whammies, whammies, whammies. Stop.
643.
Ooh, W's.
T's.
T's. T's nuts.
T's nuts.
The
No.
tick cometh
No, you're kind of close though with the animated. The animated
Tiny
angle.
Toon Adventures.
Oh, we're kind of getting closer with the wacky violence animated.
Have we played it?
We have not played it.
Ooh.
We can get here.
Okay.
I promise we can get here. You've seen these characters recently, Ian especially.
The Lemmings.
Oh, that's a good guess. It's not. In a platforming brawler.
Yeah, I figured that's what you were talking about, but I don't know what
These characters.
the Looney Tunes.
These characters that start
Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry.
Okay.
A game that I've never played. I've turned it on because let me tell you, when you're collecting Super Nintendo games, there are plenty of Tom and Jerry's out there. There's so many goddamn Tom and Jerry's.
All right, so common.
I'm going to go ahead and say right now, yeah, that's a gimme.
Super common.
Common with like an asterisk next to it.
Everyone received one for free.
You would think so. When I started collecting, I swear to you, within the first week, I had three copies of Tom and Jerry.
Damn.
Because I was buying games in lots,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and it's just like, oh, well, here is the commensurate Tom and Jerry.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry.
Is that what that's all it's called? Is just Tom and Jerry, or
That is all it is called.
Oh God!
Not Tom and Jerry Terror Engulfed Fire Island.
I would love to play that.
I can see like
That was
Tom and
pretty
Jerry out the house. Like,
No, they pretty much knew they were only making one Tom and Jerry game. There's no sense in subtitling it.
all right,
Okay.
Tom and Jerry. You guys will take a break and then come back and do
Yeah.
some community corner.
Yeah, you bet.
Absolutely. It took us longer to talk about this game than it did to play through it.
How long did it take?
About half an hour.
Okay.
Give or take, maybe
right.
more like 40 minutes. but
Okay.
yeah. Stay tuned for something.
You take number 3? Is this the out? Let me see it.
Hi. I feel like kind of a fifth wheel around here. Is there anything I can do?
I don't know. Is there anything you can do?
Well, I can drive that loader. I have a Class 2 rating.
Be my guest.
We're rolling whenever you guys are ready.
All right, let's do some community corner quizzes.
We have 2 quizzes tonight.
Quizzes with a K.
So the community corner quizzes,
Yeah, no, that's
also
you're right.
known as the. No.
Yeah, we're, never mind.
You want me? Which one you want to do first? Dane sent us 2 quizzes. One was supposed to be on the Indiana Jones at Greatest Adventures video game episode, and there were technical issues with that have been somewhat resolved. You want to do that one first?
Yeah, let's do that one. That one came in first, so that makes sense.
I'm going to run this one because Dane intended it to be a 3-player game.
Okay.
The rules of the game are we're going to list off some movies, and you two are going to guess what you think the IMDb rating is of this movie from 1 to 10. And it is on a decimal scale, so it could be 6.3 or
Okay.
7.5 or something like that.
Okay. Tyler and I are uncannily good at this.
Yeah, you're going to nail
We're
it.
Dewey Decimal Boys.
Fuck, you're right. We are the dewiest.
Deweyest of decimals. As I mentioned, I know the answers because he sent the code, and when I put it into the thing and hit run, I could still see the code. So I've seen all the answers. Dane said he didn't think it was a big deal because I didn't have them memorized, but I don't feel right doing that.
Okay.
So
Oh, it's up to
I'm going to
call.
enter myself as player 1 and
Okay.
always enter 0. And then you two,
Okay.
whichever gets closest, you get points for right answers. If you get it exactly right, you get a bonus of 5 points.
All right.
All right, so let me
We get a
run this
bonus.
guy.
We get a free sub.
Get a free sub of your choice from Quiznos.
Oh, fuck yeah. Let's do this shit.
All right, I'm going to have to take my glasses off of this. They're not working right. All right, welcome to the IMDb game. This is a competitive quiz game based around user-generated ratings from IMDb.
No, IMDb.
From URDB.com. The rules are simple. Each player will take turns as the active player. The players will be given a movie title along with some relevant information to assist, and the active player will guess what the rating for said movie is on a 10-point scale to 1/10 of a point, as I mentioned. Next, the other 2 This was originally supposed to be the other 2 players would then guess whether or not they were right or, whatever. So
Guess
I totally
high or low.
broke this, and I apologize, but
Well, that's okay. I mean,
hang on, it's still not working right.
uh-oh.
All right, here we go. I'm going to hit run.
Okay.
It says press enter to begin. Press enter. All right. Name for player 1. Ian.
Now, you saw all of these?
Yes.
Arcade.
You saw every single one of
Because
them?
every time I hit enter, it takes it back to the top of the screen, and I see the scores.
Okay. Because I was going to say, if you've only seen a couple of them,
Player
play,
2
man.
is Dave. This sucks. Not the quiz, the format. And player 3 is Tyler. Okay,
Real Cario.
here we go. Question number 1. On a scale from 0 to 10, what do you think the rating is? Okay, sorry, I got to go back.
Okay.
National Treasure.
Okay,
is
Nicolas
the movie.
Cage.
Nick Cage, 2004.
All right.
A historian races to find the legendary Templar treasure before a team of mercenaries can. I'm going to enter my answer of 0.
I don't know, I'm pretty sure that's wrong. You sure you want to do that?
Yeah, I'm positive. Okay, so now he says, do you think the actual IMDb is higher,
Higher.
lower,
Higher
or
than 0.
exactly the same?
Higher than
$1.
higher.
I messed up this quiz so bad. I'm sorry. All right, let's go.
Well, it was sent as a jumble of code.
Yeah.
All right, I can.
Or if you know what the movies are, if we can just get the movies, you can just look it up on
Look up
IMDb
IMDb, yeah.
on your phone or on that laptop that you're at right now.
This is good podcasting right here. All right, I'll.
At least I'm not gagging at expired foods.
This is true.
People love that.
All right,
I'm surprised Melissa let you record this episode after that.
So she doesn't
She
know.
hasn't listened. Okay.
I'm gonna just play like it's intended to play. I
Okay.
haven't memorized these. I'm gonna make my best guess.
Okay. But if
We'll
you
see.
win, we know why. You cheated.
Exactly. Now I'm trying my best not to look above this. That's the thing. All right. On a scale of 1 to 10, what I think the rating is for National Treasure, I'm going to say, probably a 6. 6.1. I'll put in 6.1.
Good Lord. Sorry I got COVID in the middle of the show, everybody.
It's all right.
It happens.
All right, Dave.
Yes.
Do you think it is higher, lower, or exactly the same as 6.1?
Well, seeing as how you've seen all the answers, it would be smart for me to say exactly the same. Let's both do that, Tyler.
Yeah. Good answer. Good answer.
I'm going to go higher. Unless you've already put in exactly the same, which that's fine.
I didn't.
Okay.
Oh God, why? Okay, wait. Okay. Tyler, higher or lower or exactly the same
As your answer or Dave's
as
answer?
is my answer? 6.1.
I'm thinking like 6.3, so I'll say higher.
Okay. The actual IMDb rating for National Treasure is
7.2.
6.9.
Oh, shit. Nice.
Oh, nice.
Tyler and Dave each get a point.
All right.
Next question. Okay, now you're going to answer what you think.
No,
the
IMDb.
next-
I'm so sorry.
Still funny.
I'm so sorry.
So I'm going to do another movie, only this time, Dave, you're going to guess the number.
Okay.
And me and Tyler are going to say
Okay.
whether we think it's higher or lower.
Okay. Make it easy for you guys.
0.
Yeah.
The Jewel of the Nile.
Let's break this quiz by all saying 0.
For every single one.
Or we could just stop and not do it.
No.
Don't ruin it, Ian.
Just FYI, this quiz will time out if I don't put answers.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Okay. I'm going to get serious.
It's already happened. It's already
timed
happened.
out?
It timed out already.
So we're
We
done?
got to start over.
This isn't a quiz. This is a test.
Dane,
Yeah, it is.
Dane, come up with something better. The quiz is fine. The format is unplayable. We're not continuing this.
Okay. All right.
I'm not going to fight this for
Yeah.
the
We
next 45
We
minutes.
can't make goofs.
Because by the
What's
time,
the timeout?
yeah, we
What's
can't
the
goof on
timeout?
it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's less. It's clearly like a minute or two because by the time we get to 8, this segment's gonna be 4 hours long.
Yeah.
Wait, I gotta remember what was the answer
What'd
they
you say?
gave.
Write it down.
Okay, let's do it. Right? Hey, how about this? Can we do this? Could we do can you just press 0 for all of them and just get the movies? And then
I've got the code right here in front of
we
me.
have the movies. Let's just do the movies then.
But it shows the answer in the code.
Crap. So you can't see the movie
I can
titles
do the
without seeing the
movies.
code.
No, but I could
without
just
seeing them.
zero through everything.
Yeah.
Get it all, and
And then we can just write them down. I know
Write
this
down.
is silly, but I mean,
yeah, because it's not working this way.
no.
All right, hang on.
Okay, I'll write them down.
All right.
We're going analog. All right, so National Treasure, we know that.
We know
I am not
National.
keeping score. I'm not fucking doing that.
Tyler, you keep score. Right now,
Sure.
you and Dave each have a point.
I think we have 100 points.
Yeah, well, when I was saying I'm not keeping score, I didn't mean someone else should keep score. It was kind of one of those where it's like, fuck it, let's just see how this goes.
Next movie is Jewel of the Nile,
I never even heard of that.
starring Michael Douglas, Kathleen Turner, and Danny DeVito. When Joan Wilder is abducted while on a trip along the Nile, her boyfriend Jack Colton and pal Ralph rush to her rescue to retrieve a fabled jewel.
Okay.
Oh, it's gonna
Let's just
I
go
zero
through
through it though, it's gonna tell me the answer because it gives us the answer. I forgot about that.
it. Can you look away when it gives the answer, or does it stay on the screen?
I can try. 0. Higher.
Ian's looking away. Zoom in on Ian's face. Blankly staring at a lamp.
This is as good as prank calling Phil at one time.
All right, I gotta
Okay,
get
okay.
these.
What
I
is
gotta
it?
get
What is
these.
it? What's the title?
The Librarian, Quest for the Spear,
Oh boy.
starring Noah Wiley,
Don't worry about that.
made for TV. Movie about a bookworm who becomes a
Don't-
adventurer.
A real
good, we're
boy.
good.
Okay. Okay, next movie.
Yes.
The Goonies, 1985.
Never heard of it. Can you tell me about it?
Next movie. Alan Quatermain and the Temple of Skulls.
I'm using shorthand, so the titles that I give back might be very different. Did you say Alan Quatermain?
Quatermain
in the Temple
and
of
the
Skulls?
Temple of Skulls, Okay, next movie. Firewalker, starring Chuck Norris and Louis Gossett Jr.
It's where Texas Ranger gets
Ooh.
Johnny Storm's powers. He becomes the Firewalker.
The Firewalker with me.
The next movie, The Mummy Returns, 2001, starring Brendan Fraser. Next movie, Sahara, starring Matthew McConaughey and Penelope Cruz. Good movie, actually. I really like that one. It's based on a book by Clive Cussler.
Oh, man, look at you.
Next movie. Okay, wait. There we go. Armor of God from 1986, starring Jackie Chan. Next movie. This is the final round, it says.
Uh-oh. Special rules.
So the rules are slightly different.
Uh-huh.
Each player will secretly enter their guess for the IMDb rating. Whoever comes closest wins the round. This is not Price is Right style. You can go over and still win. In the event of a tie, the tiebreaker is settled. Price is Right style, and the players who didn't guess too high win the points. So we're just going to guess.
We'll
on the
guess
last
individually.
movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll figure that in later. Indiana
Okay.
Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is the final movie.
Okay. So I go first on picking the IMDb score.
Now, do you want me to look up the movie descriptions? Well, that'll probably show the rating though, right on the screen.
Let's see.
We'll do the first one.
Yeah.
And see.
Or maybe do National Treasure. and
Yeah,
see
that's
if
what I
it-
meant.
Yeah.
National Treasure.
Yeah.
There's a new National Treasure movie coming out.
Is there?
Soon? I'm excited. I loved the National Treasure movies.
It's white nationalist treasure. It's awful. It's a whole thing from modern day. It's awful. It's finding the PP tape.
Okay, here we go. Historian races to find. I can do this without seeing the rating. I think.
All right.
If I scroll fairly quickly, I
Okay.
can do it. What
So
was the second movie?
Jewel of the Nile with Danny DeVito, who I just found out today, real person.
Allegedly.
Don't do that. Don't toy with me like this. First he's not real, then he's real. Now he's not real again.
I don't know. Maybe none of us are real. You're the only one that is real.
Look, if I go on a murdering spree, they're gonna point to this episode. The authorities are gonna be like, "This is the moment."
This man was DB.
All right, since I already knew the answer to the first one, I'm just going to award us each 1 point.
Okay, we're all winners.
I'll keep score now that I've got
Okay.
this
Okay.
going. This movie is when Joan Wilder is abducted while on a trip along the Nile. Her boyfriend Jack Colton and pal Ralph rush to rescue her and retrieve a fabled jewel. What do we think that was rated?
And I have to start.
You start. You'll say what you think it is, and then we'll guess higher or lower.
So I don't. No matter what, I don't get a point on this one, right?
right.
It's whether
Yeah.
it's
Yes.
man. So I can just go 5.
Unless you get it exactly right, then you get
Then you get 5
points.
points.
That ain't gonna happen. Let's be real, right?
It might happen.
I'm gonna go Jewel of the Nile. I mean, I feel like I've heard the title of this movie before.
It's
I've
the
never seen it
sequel-
before.
It's the sequel to Romancing the Stone.
Oh, is it really?
Yes.
Oh, and then
They were pretty popular movies.
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
a fucking popular movie.
Sure it was.
Romancing the Stone.
I'm gonna go 5.8, and that's not to fuck with you guys. That's like a legit, like based on it's a sequel. You know,
Usually not
yeah.
received as well.
and I don't know how many of those came out. I like Danny
I think
DeVito,
it was
but
just the 2. I don't think there was a third one because I don't think
Because the second one was so bad.
the second one got as well reviewed as the first one. But
that tracks.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty
yeah.
common.
And they've got a thing like there was a movie called War of the Roses that those 3 were all in.
Right?
That was
Yes.
amazing.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
one
Yeah. I
of my
remember watching it
favorites.
as a kid.
So they had good chemistry, and I think
totally.
that carried over into the second movie. But I'm gonna say, Tyler, you go.
I'll say higher.
Okay, and I'm gonna say also higher.
I feel like that's a good bet.
So the rating, according to Dane's quiz, for Jewel of the Nile. Hang on, sorry,
That's okay.
really overcomplicated this.
You overcomplicated it. No, I joke. I love Dane.
All right, I got it here on this website called IMDb.
Well, I was gonna pull it from his just to be safe.
Well, isn't that Dane's initials? He's the one who is DB.
Oh, oh, wow.
According to IMDb, the rating is 6.1. Higher, me and Tyler both get a point.
I was fucking close though.
You were
You really
close.
were. Like within 3, yeah, for sure.
Horseshoes and hand grenades close.
It's pretty good for me.
Okay.
As history has shown, I'm wildly inaccurate at this kind of thing.
What was
Me too.
what was the third movie?
The next movie, which I believe Tyler has to guess on, is I wrote down The Library Quest for the Spear.
It's Librarian.
The Librarian.
Oh, starring Noah Wiley.
Yes. Let me read.
Who is that?
He was the guy who was on
oh, it's a
ER the
man.
longest.
Yeah. The plot of the movie is a bookworm becomes the librarian. The same night, a magical spear gets stolen, and he's off to get some real-life experience around the globe on his quest for the spear, starting with being thrown off a plane over Amazonas by his cute helper.
Oh,
See, I feel like he left ER to do this movie, thinking like, "Oh, breakout star, all this stuff with," and it bombed like fucking.
This was
bombed.
made for TV.
made for TV.
And there are a lot of these. There's quite a few librarian movies. In fact, I think actually it's that they had this movie and then they turned it into a series, like on TBS or something.
Okay.
I know this because I watch a lot of TV.
Sure.
And I've seen this movie, and I didn't hate it, but whether or not I thought it was any good is anybody's.
So this
guess.
particular one did have a theatrical release?
This was
or
not in
did
theaters.
Not?
This was made for TV. All of these were made for TV. So yeah, you can watch it right now on Freevee.
Oh,
Freevee.
all right. I think I might.
4.7.
I'm gonna say that it's higher than that.
I'm also going to say higher. I don't think it's higher by much.
I think it was
And if it's
popular.
lower, I don't think it's lower by much.
Yeah.
Popular doesn't mean it's ranked well on IMDb.
True.
That is true.
IMDb a rating 6.2.
Wow.
6.2.
That's way higher than I thought
Yeah.
it would be.
So Dave and I each get a point. And actually, since we're doing it this way, I did not get a point in the first round since I was the one guessing. So
Yeah.
I've taken one of my points away.
Okay.
So we're all tied at 2.
Okay.
It's my turn. What's the next movie?
The Goonies.
Let me see. The Goonies. I'm going to go ahead and bring it up and scroll past the rating. I'm gonna obviously rate this one pretty high.
Mm-hmm. That's what
One of my all-time favorite movies.
It's a great movie. Henry doesn't like it, but kids are mean to each other in the movie, and
yeah,
they're not that mean to each other anymore. Apparently,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go though not super high. I'm gonna say 7.4.
God, that's tough. I'm going higher. I know that seems ridiculous, but considering that the librarian's quest for the spear was like what, a 7.2 or some shit.
6.2.
It's got to.
Yeah, I'll say higher too.
I'm going higher.
Higher than 7.4 for both of you.
Yeah.
IMDb rating 7.7. Yes.
Man, thin margin.
Yeah.
Just barely squeaked it in. Nice job. What's the next movie?
You might have to help me with this one. Alan Quartermain and the Temple of Skulls. Is that correct? I haven't heard of this.
Is this a mockbuster of Indiana Jones and the Crystal
Kind of
Skull?
sounds like it, right?
It
This
does.
is the 2008 follow-up to Alan Quartermain and the Lost City of Gold
Oh boy.
from 1986.
What? 1986?
Yeah, this is an old movie. But this one came out in 2008.
Right.
So this is a sequel to that movie that came out 12 years later.
So they were like, well, the movie we originally
22 years later.
Wow. Right?
Yeah.
When did Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade come out?
That one was
That was early 90s, right? Like or 1990 or
It was like, I think we said it was like 1990.
or 91.
No, it was like
something around there.
89 or 90. Yeah,
It was-
because it was like 7 years later.
But it's weird to me. Like
After-
I'm assuming that these Alan Quartermain movies were definitely Indiana Jones knockoffs.
All
right?
of these movies
Okay.
kind of are
So
in that way.
it's
like the
funny to me
adventure
that
style.
when did Crystal Skull come out?
That one was like in 2000 something
Right.
as well.
I just love the idea that like
Maybe this movie was like trying to
right
bring back
Yes.
something the way that
right
Indiana Jones
exactly
did.
like
Yeah.
the license owner like okay, it's time, we can finally release another they release another Indiana Jones, we can release another Alan they were waiting for this.
All right, so let me read the synopsis
Okay.
for you.
It's like the kids in the hall. You gotta dig them up
Dig 'em
again.
up.
Because
Yeah.
you're picking the number and we're guessing, right?
Unfortunately,
That's on
I'm
you this
picking the
time.
number. Yeah.
Alan Quartermain has been recruited to lead an expedition in search of a fabled treasure deep within Africa. He must avoid hidden dangers.
Of course.
That's it.
But walk right in the obvious ones.
Yes.
What's your guess on this one, buddy?
My guess is 4.8.
Tyler, higher or lower?
Lower.
I'm going to agree.
Wow. Okay.
Lower,
All
because
right.
this sounds like a.
It sounds awful.
It even has the word skulls in it. So Kingdom of the Crystal Skull,
Yeah.
Temple of Skulls. We're going to find out when Kingdom of the Crystal Skull came out. And I bet it's right around 2008.
Yeah. Is my
All right.
guess.
So the actual score on IMDb for Alan Quartermain and the Temple of Skulls, 2.3.
Holy shit.
Point for me and Tyler.
Holy shit.
Tyler is now in the lead with 4. Dave and I are tied at 3. Tyler, it's your turn to guess the numbers. What's the next movie?
Fire Walker. Chuck Norris.
And Louis Gossett Jr. All right, Firewalker. Starring Chuck Norris and Louis Gossett Jr. A pair of adventurers try to track down an ancient Aztec / Mayan / Egyptian / Apache hoard of gold.
Make up your mind. I like the writer was like, I don't know, man, some brown people.
Yep.
1986 is when this came out, and on the poster it features Chuck Norris with a cigar in his teeth, a little mini cigar in his teeth, a la Blondie from
Good, the bad, and the
Good,
ugly.
the Bad, and the Ugly. But he's not wearing a hat because you can't cover up that luxurious Chuck Norris bowl cut.
That beautiful face.
God, that mullet.
I want some action jeans.
Action Jackson jeans.
Those will work too.
All right, Tyler, what do you think the score is for this wonderful movie?
4.8.
This is another tough.
Do we have to go in order? It's you and then me?
Me and then you, yes.
Okay.
So my guess is 4.8.
4.
Let me make sure I
Point.
jot that down.
Hate.
Firewalker.
4. Point. Hate.
4.8. I'm going to say since it stars Chuck Norris and Louis Gossett Jr. in 1986, right around the time of Iron Eagle and Delta Force, all these popular movies, I'm going to say it probably got decent reception. I'm going to go higher than 4.8.
This is the first time we're diverging.
Okay.
I'm going lower.
Okay. Excellent. I love the drama.
I feel like the odds are in your favor,
Okay.
but I'm going lower.
All right. Lower than 4.8. I went higher. It is 5.1.
Oh, wow.
Once again, super close.
Very close.
I am tied now with Tyler for 4 points.
Okay.
And you are right there at 3, Dave. What's our next movie? I will be guessing.
The Mummy Returns.
Love these movies.
Now with PlayStation 2 graphics.
Loves me some. Loves me some.
I mean,
Brendan
yeah.
Fraser.
When The Rock is the Scorpion King at the end,
That is
absolutely.
indeed what I am referencing.
2001.
I remember in the theater being like, what the fuck?
I know. Same.
At the end of The Mummy, Imhotep is dunked in a pool of tar or something. And he just vaporizes. The guy just vaporizes, right? But apparently in The Mummy Returns, which I haven't seen in a long time, and I'm thin on plot here, but apparently the mummified body of Imhotep is shipped to a
Your Hotep.
Imhotep on IMDb. Go ahead, get it out.
I needed that. I'm sorry. It's been a rough couple days. I needed
Get
that.
it. It's
I needed
fine.
that.
You are entitled, my friend. The mummified body of that guy is shipped to a museum in London, where he once again wakes and begins his.
Wait, I'm so sorry. I really am sorry to interrupt. Did they just say in the synopsis that the mummified mummy?
The mummified
shipped?
body of Imhotep is shipped to a museum in
Okay.
London. After the events of the first movie, where I thought
Where he's
that
all fucked
fucker
up,
was
right?
just
Right,
destroyed.
okay. He's sent to the
Like
astral
Terminator
plane.
2 style, and the thumbs up and everything. And the guy is gone, but I guess
Was this a prequel?
no.
Or was he sealed away again? Did they?
I thought that he just vanished. I thought he was destroyed, but I don't know. It's been a minute since I've seen these movies, so I could be wrong. Benny, you're on the wrong side of the river. That's all I remember from that
Wow.
movie.
I don't remember a damn other than the scarab beetles. That's the only
scarab.
thing I remember.
That's how
from
Benny.
that.
That's how Benny gets it in the end.
Okay.
It's terrible.
I remember someone dying by beetle.
It's Benny. It's
Yeah.
awful. Anyway, he once again wakes and begins his campaign of rage and terror.
Okay.
I'm going to give this one another fairly middling score. I'm going to say 6.1. 6.1 for The Mummy Returns.
Oh, yikes.
Dave, higher or lower?
Well, did they make another movie? Was this the last one? They've made other ones,
The
right?
Scorpion King was after that.
Right. I think it's higher, but I think it's barely higher.
Okay.
Like barely higher.
I agree. I think it's higher. I think, especially with all the clout of Brendan Fraser, I can see where that's driven that score up. People wanting to
Okay.
And
help them out, so I think it's higher.
And that I feel like the whole CG thing, like I remember seeing it and thinking that it looked bad, but like looking back at it now, it looks way, way, way worse. You know what I mean?
right.
So like I feel like at the time, even though it looked bad for the time, I don't think it was like horrible. You know?
Okay.
I don't know. That's my reasoning.
All right. So the score is 6.4.
Oh,
You're
barely.
both right. You're both
It was
just
barely.
barely, as you both said.
I'm trying to look up his death scene to see what happens.
Tyler, you're in the lead with 5 points. What is the next movie, Dave?
The next movie is Sahara or Sahara, depending, I guess, on your regional dialect.
This movie was really good. I read there was a guy named Clive Cussler that writes, but he wrote Raise the Titanic, Sahara. He focused around it's kind of a series of novels focused around a hero that he continues to just write about.
A la Indiana Jones. Yeah,
lots of but he's been writing these books since before Indiana Jones even was a thing.
Okay,
like Raise the Titanic came out in the 70s.
Okay,
and he'd been writing these all the way up till recently, and I think his son took over and started writing more books with the same character. The main character's name I want to say was I can't remember.
Randy Jankum.
No, close. No.
Okay.
Dirk Pitt.
Dirk Pitt
was the name of the main character. Dirk Pitt.
Dirk Pitt. All right.
This also has one of my favorite guys in it, Steve Zahn.
Steve Zahn is in this movie?
And he plays a wonderful comic relief as always.
Yeah, sure.
It's from 2005.
Do you know
it's right here in front of me. Master Explorer Dirk Pitt goes on the adventure of a lifetime seeking out a lost Civil War battleship known as the Ship of Death in the deserts of West Africa while helping a World Health Organization doctor being hounded by a ruthless dictator. The book was fucking amazing. The movie, I thought, did the book justice, although obviously it was short compared to the detail going into the book. I thought I wanted more. It was really good. I wanted to see more of these Clive Cussler movies with Matthew McConaughey and Steve Zahn. I wanted him to go into some of these others.
What year is this?
The movie?
Yes.
2005.
2005. Wow.
Fairly recently. But I really dig this. But anyway, back to the game.
Okay.
It's your turn to pick the score, Dave.
Is it? You did. Okay.
I just did the Mummy.
Shit, this
Returns,
sucks because I haven't seen it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of just a random guess,
It's
I imagine.
totally going to be a random guess. But you said you liked it.
I liked it, but that doesn't mean it wasn't a little campy.
Sure.
I mean, it was very campy.
And Matthew McConaughey.
But it was high. But it was high budget, and I thought it was good. I thought it was well done, and it was kind of random. It just all of us. When they put it out, I was like, they made a movie out of this. I can't believe it. So
I'm gonna go 6.4.
Okay. Tyler, do you think that's higher or lower than 6.4?
Man,
it's a total guess based on absolutely nothing.
I mean, it's a pretty average score. I'll say higher.
Me too. Because I do think it probably exceeded that.
Okay.
6.0.
Oh,
6.0. Neither one of us got the point.
Yep.
It's close.
Very
These were
close.
Very
We're
thin
getting-
margins here.
We're getting very close to the hitting that. I want to see someone hit that mark, you know?
I know.
What's after Sahara?
Armor of God.
I have not
Sir
seen
Hizza.
this.
1986. Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan don't miss.
Alan Tron is in this as well. Yes, 1986. It's Asian Hawk, apparently is the name of the character. Asian Hawk, Jackie Chan, and his bumbling sidekick are sent on a quest through Europe to find a mysterious treasure held by a shadowy organization of monks.
Shadaloo.
Yeah.
Tyler, Armor of God. What do you think is the score?
See, I honestly do feel like Jackie Chan always does really well.
He does, but and not to help, but what year did Super Cop come out? This is before Super Cop, right?
Yes, it is. Looking at his picture in this, although he never ages, he does look considerably younger.
Okay.
So I feel like
Super
that's even
Cop
better.
is so fucking good. I loved Super Cop. But yeah, this could be him in his absolute, whoa, what the fuck, you know? But I don't know. The guy gets just better with age. It's hard to say.
It is tough.
I'll go with the sex number. I'll say 6.9.
6.9. Okay.
6.9. I'm going to go lower.
Lower than 6.9. Fuck, that makes it difficult for me because I know you've seen the answers at some point in time.
I have the memory of a goldfish. I have no clue what this was.
I'm going to go higher, and here's my reasoning. If this came out before Super Cop was like the breakout for him in North America.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm imagining is that people are going back and seeing and watching movies
Really want to see it, seeking it out.
and probably like it more because of that.
Okay. So higher than 6'9" for Dave, lower than 6'9" for me. Actual answer is 6.9.
Got it on the head. Nice.
Tyler.
Well done.
Sex number.
Nice.
Tyler, you just got 5 points. You got 5 points.
Damn,
for that.
dog.
You have
Damn.
10 points now.
Fuck,
to
man.
my-
Sucking cock and pussy at the same time.
Hell yeah,
Fuck
dude.
yeah, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
With Asian Hawk.
Nice job.
Nice. Well
Tyler.
done.
It would have to be 69 for me to get it right.
Hey, right is right. Is right. Is right. Is right. Is right. All right. Good job, Tyler. Next up,
Well done.
Dave.
Next one, we have to submit our answers secretly to Vecna. Not that it matters. Tyler wins. Totally right. But it is Indiana Jones, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
2008, same year as the Alan Quatermain movie.
So that was definitely like a
They
wake
were
up call for the
definitely
Quatermain
doing
people.
that. In 1957, archaeologist and adventurer Dr. Henry Indiana Jones Jr. is called back into action and becomes entangled in a Soviet plot to uncover the secret behind mysterious artifacts known as the Crystal Skulls. All right, so everybody guess what they think. Dave, you go first. What do you think the score was?
I wrote mine down secret ballot style.
Okay.
5.8.
Tyler?
3.
3?
3.
Okay.
Even if it was just sort of bad, I'm sure it was so reviled from nostalgia. I think it would just.
It was not reviewed well. I'm going to go a little higher at 6.5.
Okay.
I'll go 6.5. Now, I'm going to go back to the quiz itself and read these last rules again, just to be sure. It says, I did not see the score, although I have written
You
my
already-
answer,
yeah, you
so
did.
it's fine.
Yep.
Where are the rules? It keeps going to the same thing. Hold on. Okay. This is the final round. Rules are slightly different. You guess. Everybody guesses. Whoever comes closest wins the round. It's not Price is Right. It is not Price is Right style. You can go over and still win. In the event of a tie, the tiebreaker is settled Price is Right style. The player who didn't guess too high wins the points.
Okay.
So the low answer wins if we're
Tied
or something.
If the,
and
if
this-
the difference is the same.
This question is worth 10 million points.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay.
So it is on the line.
It is on the line.
Okay.
It's anybody's game.
Okay.
The actual score of Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, according to IMDb, at the time of this recording, is 6.2.
I'm 0.4 away. I'm 5.8.
I'm
Your point.
0.3 over.
So you got it.
So I got it. I got 10 million and 4 points.
By point one.
Yeah. By 0.1. Again, thin margins.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was good. Once we got that sorted.
We salvaged that.
Yeah.
We got that sorted. That was a really good game. Thank you, Dane.
And it
for
was
that.
a good idea for a game too. I like the higher lower. I think that was a lot of fun.
So
Agreed.
it makes it a little more competitive.
Yeah, that was fun.
Okay, good game. All right. Thanks for playing that, guys. We got it.
Yeah.
You want to do our other quiz? We're at 40 minutes for this segment.
It's up to you guys. What do you think? It's 9:30.
Is this just a standard quiz this time?
As far as I know, I haven't looked at it.
If it's a standard quiz, we go ahead and do it.
All right,
Catch
sure.
up to
Yeah, we'll knock it out.
All right, here we go. Dane has submitted a quiz entitled TADPOG, Tyler and Dave Point Odd Guns. Dane begins. As you have likely seen on Discord, bit.ly/TADPOG Discord. I've been playing with AI art a lot this week. This has led to some glorious fun, puzzling quirks, and horrifying eldritch monstrosities being burned into my retinas. Since what I will refer to as, quote, the logo incident, I almost brought nukes down upon the server. Elaborate at your own discretion, Dave. I will take what I saw to my grave. It's fine. It was he saw us all naked, I think. I think he said AI art, make Tyler, Dave, and Ian naked, and it did it.
Oh, okay.
And he didn't like it.
Sorry.
Those never look like people. Or they look like really distorted, weird
To
people.
be fair, none of us really look like people
That's
either.
true. So it's probably spot on.
Especially
And,
not naked.
Just kidding. I love you guys. You're beautiful.
You're beautiful.
Thank you. But you're not Jacob. So it
I am
doesn't count.
Damn it. Damn it.
Dane continues, I fine-tuned my workflow and can get some really cool results with my local install of Stable Diffusion. However, neat as this is, I've struggled until this morning trying to think of a practical application. This is what I've come up with. And then he has some AI art of the logo
Okay.
that looks
Wow.
like
Melted Ninja Turtles is what I got.
yeah,
Immediately.
like imagine the nerds, the Willy Wonka
Yeah,
nerds.
yeah,
candy?
yeah,
They
yeah.
look like gray ones.
Oh, you mean my number 5 pick
Yeah,
from
I
the
do.
draft?
From the
today?
draft, yes. And it is titled "The Toff of Ip Indus Duvgad Dudus."
Yeah.
New show name. We're rebranding.
Let's do it.
Season
you guys
2.
want to?
We know the domain probably won't be taken.
And it'll be just as easy to find as our current one. Let's see. Dane says, "Oh no, these are all images. This is an audio format." Okay, all right. We're doing it. Fuck it.
Fuck it, we're doing it live.
Fuck it, we're doing it live.
Oh, Mr. Puzzles.
You're doing this on
I
purpose.
swear he's got to be. GunForce is a disappointing port of a fun arcade shoot shit game. So through the use of sophisticated computer technology and a box of crayons, I've created this quiz in like fashion. I've taken some of gaming's most iconic firearms, run their photo through Stable Diffusion using only their canon names, pun intended, as input prompts, generating 100 images and selecting the most disappointing result as a hint for this quiz. Okay, so maybe it's not that practical an application, but it offloads much of the heavy lifting for this quiz onto one of our future robotic overlords. Read your... Go ahead.
I've been messing with Gregorian chants recently, so I've sent you guys an 8-track.
Don't give him any ideas. Read your vague hint, look at the likely unhelpful photo, and enter your guess for the name of the iconic firearm. Note, if anyone would like to play this on their own, TADPOG being an audio medium, here we go, feel free to add this to the show notes, and the YouTube version will have photos included for viewing displeasure. Well, that's good thinking.
Yes.
That's good thinking. All right, first one. Because every quiz needs a gimme question, and then it's a AI-generated golden gun.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's
Golden
GoldenEye.
GoldenEye.
Okay. GoldenEye. Typing it in. Not GokdenEye. Is there a space in GoldenEye?
No,
Okay. Capital E?
I don't think it is capital.
the second one.
The last
The third
E
to
at
last.
the end.
All 3 E's are capitalized.
All right. Here we go. I pressed done, but I don't know that worked. Okay, next. In a series first, this gun actually required ammo to deal more damage. Imagine. And has now been downgraded into a flintlock hunting knife, which would look right at home in Bloodborne. And here's the photograph. I think this might be Squall's Gunblade.
Yep.
Maybe.
I say Gunblade.
Gunblade. Gonna lock that in. Just say Gunblade. Okay, done. I think for GoldenEye, we probably should have said the Golden Gun. Because I guess he's referencing the actual guns themselves. So let's change our
Close
answer.
enough.
Yeah.
Golden. He knows. Okay.
Go Gunblade.
We're going to count it if it's that.
Right. Next, the iconic gun would likely be far more lethal to the user when put to use, but now is a harmless, futuristic smoke machine, which I imagine to be powered by cake. Do not use device in unventilated areas or submerge in liquid even partially. Here's the photograph. This is unfair because it's the portal gun.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
When he said cake, so.
Sure. Portal gun.
Yeah, for sure.
That was our hint. Okay, next. This gun, which featured prominently in 18 separate titles over the course of a decade, has been demilitarized into what I can only assume are an audio recorder and a TV remote that only has one power button. So you've got like this red remote and then this black remote. This gun was featured prominently in 18 separate titles over the course of a decade. Maybe we should think about colors. What gun has red in it? In 18 different titles over a decade.
See, I mean, immediately to me, the BFG 9000 jumped out, but I don't see how I could connect.
Maybe it's that.
Because I was like,
Because the
Doom being huge, and I'm sure it was.
it was in Quake.
Yeah. And that would be about the right time frame. I would over a decade.
You want to go BFG?
Sure, let's do BFG.
BFG.
I don't know what I don't.
Yeah,
get
I think
the
that's a good
picture.
guess.
And saying it does more harm to its user, like wouldn't it
Yeah.
actually do kickback? I don't know.
You do 69?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Fucking worked once.
Hell yeah, dude.
Hell yeah. Next. This futuristic weapon was transformed from the ultimate murder machine for the ultimate murder machine into an overweight Marine standing on what appears to be an inkjet printer presented in olive drab.
So that's the BFG.
That's got to be the BFG.
Here's the photo,
Oh,
which is exactly as he's described it. An overweight Marine standing on what appears to be an inkjet printer. It's a futuristic weapon.
Okay.
Which it is the ultimate murder machine for the ultimate murder machine.
So it's Doom Guy. I
That
think
does
that's-
seem like the
I
BFG.
think that's the BFG.
Shit, then what's the other one? What's the red one? Let's just say BFG for all of them.
Yeah.
And red and blue, is that like
It's
Red and black. But and
red
they have
and
like
black?
looks like there's some text on it.
I mean, is that like a
It says Toad, I think.
well, red and black are the receivers for a battery?
Yes. This gun was featured prominently in 18 separate titles. 18 titles.
I feel like that would be right obvious, you know?
Is this like the NES Zapper or something? Like, is that what he's... I don't know if there were 18 light gun games, though. And that red could be orange. I don't know. And maybe Zapper, maybe the AI is like, remote controls. I don't fucking know.
I think that's a better guess. That's a better guess, yeah.
But over a decade,
And demilitarized to be Wiimotes.
maybe. Well, I think he's saying demilitarized. I think when he's referencing the photograph, I think. The real only true hint that we have is it's a gun that was featured prominently in 18 separate titles over the course of a decade. But the Zapper doesn't make a whole lot of sense because a decade, I mean, you know, the NES, that's like putting it, like there wasn't a light gun game in 1993, you know?
Is it the exact same thing, or is just one is red and one is black?
I'll pass the phone so you can get a closer look. This might be important.
Because I'm thinking like a detonator, like you stick one end on, have the remote for the other.
Yes.
And I can see where something like that has been in 18 games.
What about worms? Is there like you saying detonator made me think of like all the weapons in Worms.
Yeah.
Is there like an iconic gun in Worms, like the sheep gun? Even though I think that's only like in a couple of them.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of fucking Worms games, you know.
You're right. Or like proximity mines
I
or
don't
something.
know what that's supposed to be.
And then I
They
also
look like Wiimotes because
They
like the
do,
red
like
one
a
looks
red
like
one
it's
and a
got
black one.
tether coming off the bottom of it.
you don't think it's is there a chance it's Han Solo's blaster? Because like I'm also thinking like, what are there a lot of games, and it's like there are a shitload of Star Wars games, and over the course of a decade, there's easily 18. But how many of those feature Han Solo? Most of them are like Kyle Katarn, and you know.
I don't know, man. The red and black has got to be
an audio recorder and a TV remote.
But I think he's just describing
it.
the AI art is my guess. But yes, I agree. The black and the red has to be something. And I got to the zapper from the red kind of looking orange, but there's no black in a NES zapper.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is there like a lightning gun or?
There's in Quake.
That's awfully specific, and that wouldn't have been used in 18 different titles.
Right.
This sounds like some kind of like console exclusive type deal, you know, or a PC exclusive, it's a Nintendo property or it's a PlayStation property, you know, something that
it has to show up in like
shows up
every fucking game that they put out, right? Because like, think about it, 18 titles over a decade, that's almost 2 damn games a year.
Yeah.
What franchise is like that? Fucking Madden's not even like that.
Right.
You know, like what comes out twice a year almost? Good Lord, this seems like it's way harder than it should. I feel like that should be obvious.
So the only thing I can think that would come out with that regularity is like a sports game.
Right.
So is there like a...
Yeah, but even 2 a year is wild.
Unless
yeah,
it's
usually those annual.
Unless it's cross console type, you know, released.
Could it be a hunting game? Like the big buck deer hunting or whatever?
But
there's no way there's 18 of those, right?
Specific iconic.
And he
gun.
does he say it's an iconic gun? Or
He does say it's an iconic
Well,
gun.
it just says this gun featured prominently in 18.
Well, maybe I was
separate
thinking of
titles.
the other
it was
clues.
definitely there was one featured prominently. I mean, there's a gun on the arcade machine, but there's no way there's 18 of them.
A flare gun? Is there a flare gun in 18?
BioShock.
Resident Evil.
I thought about Resident Evil, but there's not that. There aren't 18 Resident Evil games,
that's
right?
true.
I mean,
that's true.
A rocket launcher. So I'm just thinking I'm just thinking what the AI could confuse into an audio recorder and a TV remote in those colors, and every fucking game has a rocket launcher in it.
Yeah, but how would he get? There has to be. Then it's like the other side of the coin, where it's like there has to be more than 18 rocket launchers in video games, you know, over a decade, because that's way common. You're right. It's really common. Yeah. God, I can't think of something that comes out nearly twice a year.
It has to be that the gun is in common with all these titles. Like all these titles have this same gun.
Could it be more recent? Could it be like Fortnite or something? Is there some iconic Fortnite gun?
I don't know.
Because I mean, but it doesn't. I mean, it's not on 18 separate titles.
This gun was featured prominently in 18 separate titles over the course of a decade, and has been demilitarized, which makes us, you know, I guess
Just
it's a military gun.
A starter pistol.
Jesus, I have no. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
69.
69.
Okay.
That's it. Rocket launcher or starter pistol?
Starter pistol would make. That's the only thing it could be.
But it's
like, I mean, just because it was never
Starter
demilitarized, unless you. I don't know.
I'm doing starter pistol.
Or like a handgun, just a revolver.
I thought about the Red Dead revolver, but that's like 3 games.
Well, typically, a starter pistol is a revolver, so we'll just. I'd say let's go with that. And
Gun.
Take the hit.
Just gun.
Regular gun.
John's.
I have a gun.
Right now. John knows.
Okay. All right. I got. Here we go. Next question. Would you rather have hiccups for the rest of your life?
No, the other one.
Feel like you need to sneeze for the rest of your life?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hiccups.
Sneeze. I can't do hiccups. I hate them so much.
I'm trying to think which of the two I could get used to easier. And it's probably the feeling like I need to sneeze.
I always feel like I need to sneeze anyway. I live that reality, so it's fine. I'm good with that one.
But that's like feeling like you have to sneeze and not sneezing is equivalent to like orgasm denial. Because it's like
I'm definitely into it.
Yeah.
Then both of them.
Put your
Same
nuts in a
time.
cage and then don't sneeze.
Pan center to Ian. Zoom.
Next question. Would you rather everyone older than you talk like adults from Charlie Brown or everyone younger than you talk like minions?
That already happens. So, yeah, Minions.
I wouldn't be able to understand Ian if I chose everyone older than me.
bussin', fleek, slaps, banana. Okay.
I can't.
Is that how minions talk?
Yeah.
I've never seen a minions.
I haven't either. I don't like it though. I've seen them talk in the commercials, and it annoys me for the 15 to 20 seconds the commercials are on. I guess if I had to choose, it's the adults. I could just try to use context clues to understand what they're saying. And there's not that many people I know that are older than me. Tanya's
But they're
older than
probably
me.
important ones.
Tanya's older than me.
Yes.
By a month. So.
Nikki's older than me by a month.
Oh yeah. Like
Yeah.
exactly.
No, it's pretty close though.
Mine's
Yours is exactly?
Yeah, 1 month. Hers
Wow.
is July 10th. Mine is August 10th.
Damn, dog.
We're 1 month apart.
Melissa's
that's
6
the
months
one.
older than me. We all like older women.
It's true. Well, we all married older women.
Thank you for the clarification. But I couldn't deal with you and Tyler and everyone I know that is younger than me talking like minions all
Yeah.
the time. I
I'm
I
going
wouldn't be on the
minions.
show.
I have to go minions. There are too many. Not everyone. The people that, I have to.
I
go
work in
minions.
healthcare.
I
They're
have to go
all
minions.
a lot older than
Yeah,
me.
and it's like I'm
so-
thinking about like my bosses and stuff. Like you gotta. It's like, can we still communicate in email, or do they type like blah 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 blah?
Can you text me?
Well, it didn't say you couldn't understand them. Charlie Brown understands the adults.
That is true. Okay, I'm switching my answer. That's a really good point.
Yeah. Plus, there's only 2 people like at my job that are older than me.
Yeah.
And then not by much. But yeah, if I could still understand them, which they can, God, that would be way better. Actually, that would be better than it is now.
All right.
Wah, 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 wah.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yes, I'll go do that.
All right. That's it.
Cool. See how we did. We only really struggled with the one question.
Total points 2 out of 5.
2 out of 5.
But let's see. We might have a gimme every now
We
and
have some
again.
semantical arguments.
Right. The first one is the golden gun.
Is that what you put? Or did you
I
leave
changed the
golden
answer.
eye?
I changed the answer
Okay.
to golden gun.
Okay.
He says the golden gun, 007 GoldenEye in 64, the epitome of
Yeah.
high risk, high reward. This single shot pistol was capable of one-hit kills in the console market's most beloved shooter. Too bad the controls were so unwieldy, because this gun could have been really useful in a game you can reliably aim in. Next question. We said Gunblade, and it was Gunblade.
Okay.
Okay.
Final Fantasy VIII, PlayStation or PSX, PlayStation 1. Okay, so technically Final Fantasy 3 and Final Fantasy 4 had arrows, and a lack of ammo doesn't render this weapon useless, as with the bows in those respective games. I just wonder where the hell the bullets were supposed to come out of this monstrosity, because if it's relying on ammo for recoil to do extra damage, you're just going to slap yourself in the face with it. Okay, next. We guessed portal gun. Correct answers: portal gun, all one word, or portal. I didn't capitalize portal. I didn't capitalize the P and G, so it
It's some Pearson software bullshit. Yeah, we got it.
so we got it.
We're
we
3
got
for
it.
3
Yeah.
on that one. Yeah. Okay.
Chell has shocked absorbing boots to cushion her landing and is apparently part cat since she always lands on her feet. I do not, and would probably die broken the first time I botched one of the physics warping portal jumps seen in this game. Okay, next, the fucking red rectangle and the black rectangle.
Okay.
It is starter pistol.
Are you serious?
No, that's what we
Damn.
Shit.
Damn it.
Wow.
But if it makes you feel better, I tricked myself because I scrolled down and saw starter pistol. I was like, starter
Wow.
pistol. Correct answers: NES Zapper, NES Zapper, NES
got
Light
it.
Gun, or
You
NES
got it.
Light Gun.
I feel like,
You were correct, Dave.
oh, I hate that we were on the money.
We
on the money.
were there. It's cool.
Well, they heard us say it, so
So it kind of counts.
Half credit.
Half credit. This was the
Third
best.
credit. You said it, Dave.
This was the best home light guns got. So when technology reaches its peak this early, it's only natural that a company would choose to fuck it on the sophomore effort rather than repackage the same shit with a different connector. I'm looking at you, Super Scope 6. Still surprised there were only 18 games for this thing. I, on the other hand, am surprised that there were that
18,
many.
yeah.
Okay.
Duck Hunt, Bayou Billy. That's all I can think
Hogan's
of.
Alley.
Uh-huh.
Chiller, which was unlicensed, so I don't know if they're
Oh,
counting Chiller or not. The fucking cowboy. I can never remember the name of the cowboy showdown.
I thought that was-
that's in Back to the Future too.
Oh,
I can never remember the name of that fucking game.
Sheriff something, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. That's it. That's all that there were.
It's better than I thought.
The next one we guessed BFG. Correct answers: BFG 9000.
We got it. Fuck
BFG
that.
Space 9000 or Big Fucking Gun Space 9000.
Dude, put BFG as one of the answers. That's what everyone calls it. No one refers to it as the Big Fucking Gun 9000 or the BFG 9000. No, seriously though,
We got it.
We
Four for
definitely
five.
got it.
The Big Fucking Gun.
4.5 for 5. I'm gonna have to say.
4.33333.
Yeah.
A demon slaying behemoth. This is what I think when I'm talking guns and games. Interesting fact, the in-game sprite used in the original Doom was actually made by digitizing a photo of a children's toy gun on its side, mirroring it, and stitching it together up the center.
Ah,
Interesting.
okay.
And then, of course, we got the Would You Rathers, right?
Right.
All right. Thank you, Dane.
Good job. Good job, everyone.
Well played,
Hell
everybody.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. You ready to wrap it?
Yep. So thanks for listening, everybody. Find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, not SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube, Google Play, everywhere. Just type in TADPOG. Let's see. So, hey, you want to leave us some reviews? Check out the YouTube. Check out, we're everywhere, all over the place. But really, I'm going to turn it over to Ian for announcements and draws and all that jazz.
I'm going to read off the list of our executive producers. These are the wonderful people who donate $20 or more a month to the show, under absolutely no duress to do so either. They just do it because they want to. And that list begins with Cousin David Galino, Plinko Nick Price, Cubicle Monkey, Cthusiast Jeff Miners, Master Cycle Baron Kevin Link, Joseph Phillips, Gamebug Prime Nathan Eaton, Usurper Grimm, Matt Gentile, a.k.a. Gentle G, Princess Consuela, Banana Hammock, Flavor Trick, Taryn Landon, congratulations on your marriage, Pinball Archmage, Chris Edler, we're sorry you couldn't be on this episode, Platinum member Brett Miller, Sandwich Pope Phil Hawkins, Nate from Utah, first-time caller, and Drinksmith Joey Webster. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
For those generous donations.
Very much.
Thanks to everyone who donates to the cause in these troubling times.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
We really put that money to good use, and we're very grateful to you for your patronage.
Mm-hmm.
We do have a contest drawing to do. We'll do it as a stinger.
Perfect.
I have an important announcement. There is Secret Santa has been organized.
Secret Santa.
There is a message waiting for you on the TADPOG Discord, bit.ly/TADPOG Discord from one Drunkle Santa. It might also be on Facebook. I don't know. So if you're interested in being part of that, then I urge you to join the Discord, check in announcements. The information is there. There's a link for sign up, and all the rules and everything is also there.
Also,
Yes.
something that has come up this week.
Yes.
We now have the dates for the Louisville Arcade Expo for 2023.
Yes.
March 10th through the 12th, I believe.
Sounds right. No.
Is it the 9th through the 12th or the 10th through the 13th?
I think you had it right the first time. I think it's that Friday,
it's the weekend
Saturday,
of the 10th. We're gonna talk more about this later.
Sure.
I don't know that we're necessarily doing an official prom,
Sure.
but I know that myself and John Turley are planning to go.
Yes.
To the expo. We would love to see everybody there. I don't think we're going to have a big organized thing going this time around. I think we just want to go, hang out, have fun, and whatever happens, happens.
Mm-hmm.
And we can figure it out as we go. That's my plan for now. That could change. I'm just bringing it up to get it on everyone's mind.
Yes.
To start making plans right now.
Right meow. I know Friday's out for me for sure. Because
So
I'll
you'll
be
be up
in
on a
I'll be in
Saturday.
DC for a work meeting the next week. So
Well, the plan is John and I are going to go up on Friday. So we'll probably be up there early Friday and there until Sunday morning or early afternoon when we leave. Because I want to go. I missed it last couple of
Sure,
years.
man,
It's
me
just
too.
a big part of my life, and I missed out doing that. So, yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun. Hopefully be able to get everybody, see some people. Taryn, I know you're listening.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to seeing you and your hubby and hanging out. So just top of mind for everybody.
Sure.
So you've got that in there.
Yeah.
important announcement. I had Wendy's today.
Nice.
Not Southside Wendy's, because fuck that Wendy's.
And you're broke, so please donate to the
It
Patreon.
was $20 for Nikki and I to eat. We didn't
Easily.
play it. We didn't play it smart.
You got what you wanted.
We just got what we wanted, which was a number 6 medium and a number 1 medium, and it was $20 fucking dollars. It was $20.
Yep. It's just now that's just the way it is. It's fucking annoying as hell.
It was good though.
But it's good.
Hadn't had Wendy's in like a long time, but since I had to get my oil changed today, she gave me a ride from work, or she gave me a ride from the oil change place, and I got my tires rotated too. Not to be fancy or anything. So I was like, "Fuck, man!"
All right, Rockefeller,
I
Wendy's
know.
and a tire rotation.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Somebody's making the big bucks.
I don't have to drive like Toonces over here anymore. My steering wheel's nice and still now.
Toot
You'll
the
miss-
driving
you'll miss-
cat.
You'll miss that Metal Gear Solid vibration all the way there.
So there's that Wendy's on Lone Oak, and I was like, "Fuck, let's have Wendy's. Let's do it." It was really good.
That is the original Paducah Wendy's.
Is it really?
Yep.
Nice. So the one at the mall came later.
And the one on the south side. The one
Yeah,
in,
that
the
one's
one
not
in
a
Lone
surprise.
Oak, you have to drive almost all
Oh,
the way
yeah.
out of Lone Oak
Sure.
to get there, but it is worth it. They have been there since I was a child, and that is the best Wendy's in town. You're absolutely right.
Fries were nice and fresh, and it almost felt worth $20.
Almost.
Almost. And by almost, I mean, I paid $12 for this.
For a little more, you could have got GunForce.
Damn, you're not fucking. That's a weird perspective to put on it.
You only get to have that meal once.
Fuck.
GunForce is for
forever.
life.
I think I would rather just have like a cup of ramen and GunForce.
We need to start setting Wendy's as the baseline.
Right.
Wendy's or this game.
According to PriceCharting.com, this game is
Number 3 and a number 2.
If it falls within
Dave's classic.
$20, yeah, if it falls within $20 price range, now we have to compare it to Wendy's. This game or Wendy's?
all right. I love this. A new
man.
bit is born.
All right, well, our theme song is Moves by Seymour Dry. Look at that track from the show at TADPOG.com. How you guys want to close this out?
You want to do the drawing? We doing the drawing
As a stinger.
As a stinger.
Stick around for
I
this.
should have paid attention
Yeah.
instead of packing my bag hurriedly like a high school student. When like, okay, there's 3 minutes left. Okay.
The stinger dismisses you now.
Apparently, Dave's not going to do this, but you guys stick around for the stinger. We're going to draw for the October 2022 Big Toy Box. And I would like to just close it out like us.
Okay.
Okay.
So until next time.
IMDb.
Capricorn. Damn it. Damn it.
All right, we're gonna draw for the.
It's not that I'm not happy to be here. It's just it's 10 p.m.
It is time to go. We won't drag it out. As you may have known, of course, we've been doing this contest for a few months, and I am going to put a hold on it until 2023, probably early 2023. We'll do it again. We had great response to this contest this month. We have a lot of entrants. The prize is some toys from my toy box as usual, and then Paul Korn has commissioned a 2-character color drawing by Landon and Brandon Franklin of Wayward Cross Comics.
No relation.
No relation. It's weird. They just have similar sounding
Kismet.
names and the same last name. It's so weird. Wayward Cross. Paul is going to foot the bill for this. When we do this drawing, I'm going to put whoever wins in touch with Paul so he can arrange to have this done. It's great stuff. We had a lot of good entries in this week. The wheel is in its spinning position.
Spin it.
We have Usurper Grimm, My Own Butt, Mr. Puzzles, Jonathan Martinez, Akemi Kanaha, Cthusiast Jeff Miners, Kevin Link, John Hewitt, and Paul Clark are all entered to win. We're going to spin that wheel right now.
Spin it, baby.
Here we go. And spinning.
I like the sound.
I do too. This thing is so cool. It's a Akemi Kanaha.
That was close.
It was close. It was almost
real close.
It was almost Jonathan again because he won last month.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, and he actually did, to be fair, he offered to drop out. And I said, no, you increase your donation. You're entered in the contest. That's fine. Very close, but it's Akemi Kanaha. You are the big winner this month. Congratulations.
Kana.
I'm going to reach out to you on Discord. I probably already have by the time this airs. Get your information and we'll get your stuff sent and I will put you in touch with Paul.
And please, if it's allowed by the artists, please post the art that they do for you on the Discord because I really want to see it.
I want to see what you picked and how they draw it.
Yep, absolutely. Both.
Yes, good stuff. Thanks, guys, for all your increased donations. Thanks for everything. We will be back in 2023 with more toys from the Toy Box, and we'll be talking to you soon.
It's going to be us as girls.
Be us as cat girls? Can it play? But there's
it's only two
he's limited to
characters.
2.
Well, that's okay. Pick 2. You have to pick your 2 favorites, Kana.
I'll tell you what, if you do that, I'll chip in for the 3rd. How about that?
All right.